It's podcast time.
Welcome to the podcast.
This is just kind of Loafin with your best friends. No, not best friends. Your arch nemesis.
Are we Russian?
No. Probably Ukrainian.
Okay.
I can't do a good Ukrainian accent for that one.
I can't either.
That was pretty good. You had me convinced that you were actually Ukrainian.
Me, Miles.
Oh.
With the offensive stereotypes.
God damn it, Miles.
Oh,
Doing it again.
whoops.
Whoops.
Sorry.
It slipped.
My bad.
Alright, welcome to the podcast.
I haven't said anything.
We're going to talk about Miles being a racist.
Oh.
He's
Alright.
Miles.
Hi. I'm racist.
He's Joe.
Also racist.
I'm Chris. It's undecided.
Wait a minute. Is it...
But I'm leaning towards racism.
I'm white. Is it racist to be against...
It's racist to exist.
Is it racist...
You're already fucked up.
Is it racist to be racist against
Dude,
white?
the day you hit the hospital
No,
floor,
no,
racist.
it's not racism if it's against white people.
Oh, okay.
That's been decided.
Okay, so then as a white person, I'm allowed to make fun of white people?
As a white person, we're allowed to make fun of everybody.
Nice.
Alright,
The
Off
floodgates
to a
are
banging
open.
start.
what have you been playing this week, Miles?
Oh, Jesus.
Or Chris, either of you want to
I
start?
started like last time.
Miles,
Or
what's up?
I didn't actually. But Miles.
What have you been doing with your life?
Working lots.
Awesome.
I have a job.
Have you done anything in between that?
I very occasionally play Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
I think it's pretty good.
And then
Very occasionally put 41 hours into it.
Shut up. Or NHL 19, but that doesn't change. I find myself getting lost in Assassin's Creed. There's just so much to do.
You're playing in the Explorer mode, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Slowly.
Guided all the way. Give me some fat fucking icons and point me at them,
Look at this
coach.
casual.
Casual.
This is the face
Yeah.
of a casual.
Yeah,
I'll
casual.
take it, please.
Yeah, no, I've just been dwindling away the cultists and stuff and just running around. I've recruited like majority of the mercenaries to my ship now. It's really funny.
How many can you bank?
As many as you want, as far as I'm aware.
Really? Okay. Cool.
I started getting rid of some because I was like, man, I have so many.
Banking mercenaries.
By the way,
Yeah,
you get an achievement
That sounds sexually suggestive.
you get an achievement or a trophy for having 4 legendary
Yeah.
lieutenants.
I do like getting achievements.
Just as a heads up.
I like how that game, after the intro, after getting your ship and stuff like that, eventually just turns into, oh yeah, by the way, this is also kind of Metal Gear Solid 5. You can just kidnap all your enemies and make them
It's
into...
really cool. I really like Sparta kicking people and then being like, yo, join my shit. And they're like,
It's like,
"All
you
right."
kicked me really hard.
You'd make a good captain. Oh, man.
I experienced a weird glitch where I got stuck inside of a boat and then the boat disappeared.
Never in a Ubisoft
so
game.
did you
Must have been
disappear
playing
with
something
it?
else.
No, I was just kind of floating in midair with, like, it was simulating like I was in water, but my character was just doing this. And I was like, where's the boat?
How am I
Good
doing
news,
this
it was
wrong?
fast traveling, so we're
Cool.
good.
Okay.
I
The
fast
boat was
traveled.
recalled to the boat realm.
No, I fast traveled to my boat that was right beside that boat, and then the boat just didn't exist. I was like, oh, okay, so it never existed. I never boarded it and killed everybody. No.
It was like there was the bug in Black Flag where your boat would disappear, but it still had all of the effects of the boat being in the water.
And then it would like slowly rise out of the water.
Yeah. It's very uncomfortable.
That's cool. I never saw that.
It was goofy.
You can kill your horse. I found out if you take it off the biggest mountain you can, it will
my
land
God.
and die.
But then you wait for like 5 minutes and then you can call it again.
Not even 5 minutes, like 30 seconds
Yeah.
later.
It's like the opposite
And then
of
the-
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Then the horse shows up and I'm
Where your
like,
horse dies.
I'm like-
You have to get a new horse.
I just killed you. How are you here?
I just pushed you off a cliff, and the horse is like, "You think that'll stop me?"
I was getting a little upset at it because as I was jumping off things, I was like, just kill me every time I hit the ground, please. I jumped off a mountain where you hit the ground and it gives you 0 HP, but it doesn't kill you, or it gives you 1 HP probably.
You need to hit level 20.
I hit level 20, and now I jump off literally everything. Because there's no fall damage at level 20.
What?
Yeah, you can jump off the highest thing in the fucking universe and, oh, you rolled. You're
That's
good.
not realistic.
She does a cool swan dive right before the end.
Cassandra is a
Or
fucking
she or he.
demigod.
That's not
Sorry.
realistic.
She or he.
But
Come
she.
on.
But she.
Anybody playing as the male character is probably a woman.
Nice save. Or white, right?
Or white.
So I've just been collecting legendary shit. I'm going to try and do all the sets.
Yep.
I'm
Some of them have cool effects.
I was beating on some animals earlier. I found a legendary deer. It was huge.
Does it drop loot?
Well, it gives you get its pelt, and then you take it back to the girl who you can romance and
get death arrows.
And she gave me death arrows for the deer, and then I killed a bear. No, not a bear.
More death arrows.
What did I kill? A bull, and then it gave.
Death arrows are after like 2 or 3 of them. They give you or something like that. It's like tiered unlocks. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. You just get.
Yeah. Well, I'm just doing it by level, right?
Yep.
So. But yeah, no, I don't know. I play 41 hours. I'm not. There's no way I'm like halfway through the game.
That game's massive. It's, but I look at it and I'm like not intimidated. It's like, look at all these things to do.
And like it seems to go on and on and on, and I never get bored. I was standing in the middle of Athens, and I bumped into somebody, and they pushed me, and I killed them. And 5 minutes later, it was just...
And like 17 civilians and soldiers got involved, and then the chickens.
A chicken, a dog, a pig, I think, once, and I was just spinning in circles, swinging at shit.
Pig-wielding chickens.
And then I found a level 49 enemy, and I was level 25, and she one-hit me. It was really funny.
I like how everything he was just saying there could also describe like a wild and kinky weekend. Just swinging at dogs and chickens.
I don't know, level 49 woman. One hit me.
I got you, fam.
It was him. It wasn't me.
Anyway.
Back to reality.
And then I've been playing a lot of COD. I like COD. It's fun. I still...
You're besieged.
I finally prestiged,
You hit maximum rank.
It takes forever. You do not carry shit through. He said you do. You don't.
No, you can carry an item through.
You get to pick one per
I haven't been able to. So
I carried the SOG through.
Did they balance those yet?
Yeah.
The SOGs?
Well, they did for the dual ones. They reduced they increased the
spread.
The weapons are pretty balanced.
Good.
Stance now.
I haven't played it in about as long as you have, I feel like, Joe.
I started using the Titan, just the standard LMG, and it's fucking amazing.
That is the best thing to find in Blackout, apparently. Even with all of the updates and stuff, it still remains at the top.
I can see why. Well, because in Blackout it probably has 100 rounds per mag, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. And then you can just load it up with attachments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then someone can flashbang you and it won't matter.
Yeah. Flashbang you right into Skyrim.
I've died so many times now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, all of the weapons seem pretty balanced. All of the hero abilities still...
The operator...
are stupid.
Yeah. They're just... The 9-bang's stupid. I've been killed by the dog so many times that, I'm gonna...
Like, half of them are useless and half of them are ridiculous.
Yeah. It lets idiots be good at the game for a few seconds, and I really dislike that. I think if you're bad, you should just continuously be shit on until you're good or you stop playing.
Actually, he had an interesting point yesterday. Wouldn't it be great if, for a death streak, it gave you, a rocket launcher so you could shoot shit out of the air because you're the one that caused it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that'd be great. And then it gives you no gain back. It's just you are shit. Take this rocket launcher.
Yeah. Do something with it.
Try not to be killed. Fucking...
It's like the more you get killed, the
stronger the rocket.
This...
Eventually...
No, this this glowing outline gets stronger around you more and more and more as you die until people can just see it through walls. So it's it's summoning more and more enemies to you. It's you're going to either have to get good and fight back or...
What if...
it's training by attrition.
What if you die enough times to enemies because you're terrible at the game, and eventually it just switches you to their team?
Ooh.
That way it evens out the kills and
But
wins.
You bring your deaths.
Yes, yeah, you bring your deaths with you, or whatever. Maybe the stats are just completely dropped and you're on the enemy team. So along with all those good players, there's some absolute morons running around.
I mean, that's probably how... Don't they do that sort of stuff with matchmaking, essentially? It's they...
You would think.
Well, yeah,
never worked.
They're supposed to. Yeah, the match the last match I got into, I spawned in, a dude had an AC 130 and he killed me 2 or 3 times, and I was like, this is
If
bullshit.
I spawn into a losing game, Treyarch should be banned.
They added the stat loss prevention.
Added, as in they didn't have it at launch.
Well,
this game was not done as of launch. It's still not done.
Well, you know that
Can't wait for
right?
Battlefield.
Because
that's not going to be done on launch either.
Because we joined, right? And then we lost and it never said that. But that match I joined, it said stat loss prevented.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, because I had a pretty good... I had a pretty even win to loss until I started backing it when I got 9-banged, because I'd back out immediately. and then back out when I joined a losing game because I back out and switch game modes.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess the only other thing I've been playing, I haven't played a lot of Warframe lately, but we're gonna get back into that. Is
the Fortuna update.
We've
5 tuna.
we start playing Dawn of War 3.
Dawn of War 3.
Got that Warhammer humbundo.
Yeah,
That it has been scratching my StarCraft itch.
That game is StarCraft and Warcraft 3 combined.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like the emphasis on hero units.
Super RTS, a little bit of MOBA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would say so. It's fun. I can't wait for the three of us to actually play. And just be like an absolute travesty.
Yeah.
We should download that. We should download that bridge map though. Seriously,
I have it on my list. I can send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Did he tell you about that? We just found one that's just a bridge. The enemy's on one side, we're on one side.
Perfect.
Like 90% of the map isn't accessible. It's just straight.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
there's like supply points like on your side and
yeah. Oh, it'd be cool if we could find maps that are like, here's one side, here's another side, and it gives you a huge side, and you can only engage through the middle.
yeah.
That way we could like lock it off and have like a full war zone. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I like turtling and RTS.
Yep.
It's like a lot. Just building up the biggest fleet possible and just stomping whatever's there. Purposely or accidentally.
I was going to say indicative of our start.
Have we figured out if there's an all units button yet?
Yes,
Miles
caps lock.
found one. Yeah.
You did. No,
Caps
you
lock
did.
is all.
Oh,
Caps
yeah.
lock.
So the only problem is it also selects your servitors.
Like literally all units. There's probably a button to like select
military
all
units.
military units probably.
I'll have to look into that.
But then you can also put them into groups much like you did in StarCraft. Just control one, and then press 1, and you control all those units again.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain that to you. I don't know if
I wonder if you can
heard me.
select all units and then hold Shift, deselect all of your servitors, and then put all of your units in a.
I guess you could probably, since it has all the portraits of all your unit types at the bottom, you could probably just hold Shift and click all the units you want.
When you shift click on units, it selects all the ones of that group, and then when you shift click on something else, it unchecks the ones you've selected. I think I was playing around.
Maybe
with
it's
that last
control
night.
then.
Yeah,
control
maybe.
What I was doing is I was just put all my military units into one area anyway,
Select the
them
whole
all, and
fucking
then just-
screen. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I always appreciated about Halo Wars was the all units button.
Yeah.
And also the local units button, so it's just everything on the screen. But the all units button
Yeah,
is...
local units in this game is Control A. That's everything on screen.
Yeah, I like all units.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I don't play much right now. I just work all the time. So
It's busy
I don't
time
have
here.
time to do anything.
Me!
What have you been playing, Chris?
What have I been playing? More Destiny.
It kind of upsets me when people can't see all of my hand gestures and stuff, because I very rarely...
You're an
quickly
emotive
express stuff.
fellow!
All that Italian.
I've been playing Destiny. I mopped
that
up...
fucking trash.
It's Italian. God.
I mopped up the Foreskin DLC.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
That was my favorite thing for
Yeah, I
Destiny.
liked it. They managed to make Cade into a character worth giving a shit about for 5 minutes, and then they killed him.
They redeemed him for a little bit, yeah. And then blew him up.
So, I guess...
I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
though.
'cause
that dude straight murdered him.
Yeah. That whole fight at the end. Well, and my problem with the only problem I had with the Forsaken stuff was like, here's this big conflict where we make these dudes all super badass, and then we literally just shit stomped them.
Yeah.
Within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like they really weren't that strong. The captains. Like,
I mean, my fights with them maybe would have been more of a struggle if I didn't have like a Super Saiyan God with me doing fucking Kamehamehas.
So Chris took the wrong alt. He took the void one. He was like, yeah, I'm going to try something different. I'm like, just take the lightning. Or I kept saying, Chris, it's up to you. Take whatever one you want, man.
Uh-huh. I took the void.
well, I mean, I used to be a hunter, and he very, very casually was like, "Hunters suck." Except for you, Miles. You're pretty great.
You're pretty good.
Hunters
I
suck.
hate
Hunters
hunters,
suck.
but don't worry, Miles. You can keep being a hunter.
Don't worry. And then one day I was like, "Fine, fuck, I'll be a warlock."
And then
I realized that warlocks are clearly the best class.
I need to hit power level 540 so I can go get my other fucking...
I will play that stuff with you. That is the thing in Destiny that I have it still installed for.
Yeah,
is
so
doing those
I'll
things.
keep plinking away at it until I get to 540 and then we can play together again.
Okay. And you can do that. Well, like 3 of us, and then find more random people, and it's just survive waves of enemies, unlock other alts. It's end game content.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. What else have I been playing? Warhammer stuff, more Inquisitor. I'm getting into Inquisitor. I really like that game. It runs very poorly. That game is not optimized at all. It runs, I think, exactly as poorly on my machine as it does on yours, actually.
Yeah.
It seems like we get the same drops in the same places.
Yeah.
Like, that game's usually hovering between, like, 70 and 90 for me, but then sometimes it's just 57. So,
Yeah, with nothing going on screen. Sometimes it could be like
yeah,
a war on
it seems like it
screen
has
and stays
nothing
at,
to do
like,
with...
80.
It seems to have nothing to do with, like, numbers of enemies or effects. It's literally levels that, for whatever reason, render, like, terrain below the ground or something. Like, those deep... fucking tube shafts,
Clipping models.
something like that.
Just applying physics. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
But yeah, I really like the mechanics of that game. I like being an inquisitor and going around killing unclean filth.
Inquisitors are cool as fuck.
Die unclean.
They're really badass.
It's pretty cool. I've also been playing a little bit of Dawn of War. I played one match with Joe when we first tried it out. That game is really polished and good. I played some of the campaign. Seems okay.
Also polished and good.
I just did one mission. It seemed alright. It was a glorified tutorial in a way. But that was fun. Played the first level of Armada. I got Battlefleet Gothic Armada with that bundle as well.
Found out if that has co-op yet?
I didn't look into that. No. That seems cool. I played the first mission. It seemed alright. Like just like a basic RTS of ships. It ran fine. Yeah. Beautiful skyboxes in it. That's the thing. There's not a lot to it. It's
Ships and skyboxes.
Yeah.
And space rocks.
Rocks in space. What else have I been playing?
We played a bit of Space Marine together.
Yes, because also in that Humbundo came Space Marine DLC. I already had the game, but I didn't have any of the DLC. But that added like maps to its 4-player co-op survival mode. I didn't know it had. We tried that, and it's really hard with 2 people.
It is definitely meant for more than 2 people. It does not scale down. Yeah, because you can't execute enemies to get your health back.
No,
So
which was kind of jarring.
So then you get your health back?
You have to just stay out of combat.
Yeah, you gotta overpower the enemies.
And then hide.
And it seems like unlocking classes and perks and stuff is like, get to level 15, it's like, well, we played 6 matches and we're 5. So it's gonna take a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to mess around with. Out of all of those, I think I still prefer Mass Effect 3's survival.
And I think we're going to have to wait until, like...
I was going to say, is it as good as Mass Effect 3? No.
No, it doesn't.
We're going to have to wait until we're higher levels to do Chaos stuff again, because those seem notably harder than the...
Yeah, they shot you out of the sky like fucking psychos.
And there were goddamn...
Tech priests,
psyker guys that are just like, they have bubble shields and can blow you away.
Yeah.
Which I didn't care for.
Didn't like
particularly.
it. Not one bit. We both had the same class, which was probably a problem. But
yeah, the
like
Droideka? Kind of like Droidekas.
I hate those things.
Little shits.
Where are those Droidekas?
Those are the ball boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I started over on PC because I got it there.
Why is everybody playing Assassin's Creed?
Because it's fun.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, the game.
I want to play more.
The game actually runs pretty well on my PC.
I think it's the best Assassin's Creed I've ever played.
It's the best game in the Assassin's Creed series. It is the least Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess
But again, I liked 3, and he doesn't like 3. So I'm weird though.
3 didn't let me play as the good guy, and I don't mean like the good. I mean like the only good character that I cared about.
Yeah, and hate them.
Yeah. They made me play as
a motherfucker.
Connor, which was just Altair.
Don't you mean Radun Hagedun?
Is that racist?
Whatever.
I think that's his actual name.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stupid character. No, Hatham was better.
Hatham was dope.
It was cool because you were like him for like a mission, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then
here's Boat. Like
I think then it cuts back to him again for one other mission, and you're like, man, why can't I just be this dude?
Yeah, I don't want to play it for. That's why when you're playing as Edward Kenway, I was kind of like, hey, this is kind of the same-ish thing.
Every finger's a fish hook.
What does that mean?
I still think the well, actually, I was gonna say like Assassin's Creed 3 rather. The executions were pretty dope, but like honestly, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has some really cool executions.
Yeah.
Especially with big heavy weapons.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm upset that you cannot decapitate people.
The bodies seem fairly immalleable.
Yeah.
But like there's the one where if you do like the heavy bladed weapon, like she'll spin around and like hit them in the neck. You're like, his head should be off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
my only
one
complaint.
notable thing that game is missing is just some good old gore.
Bodies explode when you hit them in the head with like a...
I mean, like, you can hit somebody really hard and they'll, like, skid across the ground. So if you're like, okay, yeah, I felt like I really fucking hit him.
Yeah.
For all my issues with Red Dead, that game did have, like, if you shot a guy in the side of the face, like, it came off.
Oh, does it?
The side of the face
Yeah.
came off? That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, it has, like,
You could
active
deform.
gore.
You could, like, deform their body.
Cool.
Procedural deformations.
Cool.
It was cool.
I don't want to play
Procedural
it. Cool.
defecation.
I guess the last thing I've been playing is I bought the Tetris Effect
Oh, fuck.
yesterday.
Here we go.
Oh, yes, the Tetris master over here.
Yeah.
No. Don't.
Fuck off. Yes, you are.
Tetris.
School me.
That game has a really cool cover.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that game was even coming out, and it's like, oh shit, that's this week, and so I bought it. That game is the Forza Horizon of Tetris games.
It's that bad, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and what I mean is that they nailed the basics long ago, like the fundamentals. Like, it was a thing that, like, what could they do to improve it? It's like, it's functional, like, it feels good to play. All of the mechanics of what you should do for this type of game are all set in stone. Nothing needs to change. It's good. All you do is just put a fresh coat of paint on it each time, and that's it. That was Forza Motorsport. And then Horizon comes along, and it was stylish. It was a celebration of it. They added new fun features, and it like actually proved that there was more you could do. And that's what the Tetris Effect is. Like, it's just fucking beautiful. It's made by the Lumines guys, Enhanced Studios. And it's really musically inclined. Everything like pulses and thumps to the music.
That's cool.
And like the big new mechanic they added is zone mode, which up until now, the most amount of lines you could clear at once is 4, a Tetris.
Yeah.
You could create your well, and you get that line piece, and boom, 4 at once. Cool. Now, you can, when you fill the zone meter, you can pause time, and all lines that you clear shoot to the bottom of the screen, but they don't clear until the zone's over. So you can get all the way up into a maximum, like, fill the whole goddamn well, which would be an Ultimatris at that point. But it goes, like, Octatris, Decatris, like... Decahexatris. I got my first Perfectris this morning. That's like, I think, the whole well up until I think it's like I just didn't get the very last line at the top of the screen cleared with it. And that would have been an Ultimatris.
That's fun.
That's really cool. But yeah, I will say there are some things about it that it's just like, it was fine this morning for me. It might have just been I was like a tired thing. When I got home last night and was playing it, it's like, this is hurting my eyes. Like, it was like I was tearing in a way because it was so much like bright lights and particles, and it's like the blocks. So you play in these different themes. Like every level has its own like visual aesthetic behind it, and its music, and the blocks change to suit the aesthetic of the level. And it usually is a similar color to the things in the background.
But this was...
Well, no, I'm saying it's every level like they're the same color kind of as the thing in the background, so it can be kind of hard to see. And I'm like, my eyes hurt. And I'm like, what piece is that? Oh!
Is there any settings you can change?
There are. So I turned on opaque matrix, which means like the background that the pieces are falling on is actually black. Although that doesn't seem to apply to the standard Tetris modes in the game, like the non-fancy modes.
Why?
Which is weird. Hopefully they've patched that, because that seems like a mistake. You can change it so that the blocks have just standard Tetris colors so that they stand out more. I may eventually turn that on, but for now I kind of want to enjoy the style they intended, because it looks fucking beautiful. And it's weird because because of those, all the blocks are the same color and all the colors are kind of similar to the level, I've kind of had to change the way I play Tetris a little bit, because I typically play like out of the corner of my eye. Like I'm focused on the board, but out of the corner of my eye, I'm kind of keeping track of the pieces that are coming up.
Yeah.
And by color, I can tell what they are. In this, I'm like, I've just instinctively made moves assuming the piece was a piece that it wasn't. It's like, and it just breaks me. I'm like, well,
hold on.
That's not what I thought. I'm fucked now. Oh, shit.
What if when you change the colors of them, the ones that are queued up don't change? Is that it? Are you dead?
They do change. I did test it.
Cool.
So yeah, if I'm trying to get like a really good score, I may do that.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. But yeah, so it seems like they have the options there to make it the way you want it, but it's kind of sensory overload. Holy shit! I'll have to, if they put up the soundtrack separately, I'll have to send you a link to it or something.
What type of music is it?
Like all sorts. I don't know.
Okay.
Like it's hard to describe. A lot of like
That'll stick to one genre.
a lot of world music, I guess. Like just different cultures, different stuff. A lot of like just soothing female vocals and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's the first song actually. If I can find that and show you that, that's probably my favorite one. It starts off with a fucking banger. There's like every time you clear lines, there's like whales in the background moaning and shit.
I like whales.
It's dope.
Cool.
So I'm gonna be playing a bunch of that. It's cool.
Unhealthy amount. Did you buy it on the Switch?
It's not on Switch. That's my only other complaint is that it's only on PS4, which is like, man, I want to play a Tetris game.
Is the Luminez team like a Sony thing?
No, but like they put Luminez on the Switch. I think this game was a specific partnership with Sony because it's like has VR support and everything. I guess there are two other weird things about the game as well. Its default size of the Tetris field is fucking tiny on the screen. Like it's a tiny fraction of what's happening on the screen. I changed the settings so it defaults to a more zoomed in position, and then while you're playing, you can zoom it in even further, which I have to do because even at the zoomed in setting, it's still kind of far away. It's like, well, okay, well let me zoom that in. It doesn't remember my zoom level, so I have to do it each level. So
that's annoying.
That's kind of annoying. And the other weird thing is, it defaults to only showing the next piece. But there's a setting to make it the next 4 pieces, and it's like, why would I want to not know?
Overcomplicates it. It's not good for dumb people.
Right? It's like, do you want to know what's going to happen just tomorrow or for the next 4 days?
I don't even want to know what's going to happen tomorrow.
I was gonna say I like everything being a mystery.
I like the surprise. Am I going to get shot?
I don't know. Maybe that's not a good analogy, but it's just like It's
you have the option to see what you're going to do next.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to just wing it or do you want to actually be able to plan it and still have the option to wing it if you want? That one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
no, they made it simpler for simple people.
Simpletons.
The way you're describing like the lights and the particle effects, like the very first time I ever played, did you play Rezo Gun?
Oh god.
Like it fucking destroyed
in
my
their defense, actually, there are also settings to make it so that
there's more particles.
It starts on the highest, and you can turn it down to mid or minimum number of particles on line clears.
Can you turn it to G-force maximum?
Maybe.
All the particles.
Yeah, it seems like it has settings to turn down all the various effects as well if it's overloading. I didn't really have as much of a problem with it this morning when I played more. It was mostly when I was tired and my eyes were fucking...
already strained.
Yeah, strained and burning. It was dark. Like, don't play that game in the dark. Oh my god.
I never play games in the dark, Chris.
I only played Rezo Gun in the dark.
And my eyes are still bleeding.
That's the latest and greatest I've been playing.
Dude, Tetris sounds cool.
It's cool. I'll have to show it to you.
If I liked playing Tetris, I'd be into that.
I was gonna say, actually, maybe if you actually show me how to play the game properly, I might actually get into it.
What I've gathered about Tetris is the things are falling.
I know what
and
the
you
basic.
line them up.
I know what the basic is.
I played
and then when they're all lined up, they disappear.
Yeah. I play boring Tetris. I only go for like the 4 line clears Tetrises. Like I know there are other players who like line up the T spins and stuff like that because those are technically worth more points. Like a T spin is there's the T shape block.
I had a friend in college explain this all to me, and I've forgotten all.
Yeah. So the way a T spin works is you create a gap that looks wrong in your pile. That's exactly the right shape for a T. And you lower the T, and it looks like it won't fit, but you can actually rotate it in place.
You unconsensually fit it in there.
Yeah, exactly. And you can clear 2 lines at once with that. Those 2 lines are worth more than 4 at once because you like had to arrange it that way and then like lock it into place funnily. I don't like that at all. It's not how I like to play. I like to line things up all perfect and square and get my line in there, and that's how I like to play. And I can do that fast. So that's my Tetris. I don't like T-spins. They're dumb.
Very strong opinion, Chris.
I mean, respect the people who can do it, but I don't want to. Like, that's not how I...
And you're fine with the PlayStation's D-pad, really?
Yeah, it's been working good, actually. The latency seems fine for the game. That's the other thing, I guess, that anytime I play any version of Tetris, and why up until this point, like, since Tetris DS, the only one I've liked has been Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's because most other games, I can't explain exactly what it is, but... between maybe latency and I don't know, responsiveness, like a lot of the games have gotten it wrong. Like just the feel of placing blocks. Like there's a certain flow to how I play. Like like I'm almost like flicking things into position, and I can't do that with certain Tetris games, and I can do that with this. So
That makes sense.
it's good. Yeah.
That makes sense.
What have you been doing, Joe?
Nothing.
Wow.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
That's it. World of Warcraft, new expansion coming out. Yay! New patch is coming out pretty soon, so I'm super excited for that. I won't even explain World of Warcraft stuff because I don't honestly know what I've been doing in it aside from getting more gear to be better.
Fighting people in PvP.
Fighting people in PvP. PvP is fun right now. Island expeditions are fun. Dungeons are great.
I think people forget that game has PvP in it.
Yeah. If you don't play World of Warcraft, like they don't ever advertise the PvP stuff. Like even in Battle for Azeroth, which is like that's PvP. You're battling for it with other players. It was not a big part of their marketing.
I heard, not that it's a thing anymore. I heard more people talking about like Warhammer Online's PvP like over the course of its life.
Yes.
I assume that thing's dead, right? That game can't be around
I don't know.
anymore. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I in the past, I have actually heard of PvP in that game. Like that, there was talk of it. There were like tournaments. There was advertising. Whatever. I never once heard about PvP in WoW until you told me about it. And when you did, it's like, oh yeah, I imagine it would have PvP, right?
Makes sense.
Like,
Yeah, the PvP in WoW is absolutely fantastic. There's so many different kinds. There's like 2v2, 3v3, or Battlegrounds, which is like 10v10, 15-15, capture the flag, different maps have different objectives. Or Battlegrounds, which is 20 versus 20, and your game runs like shit, because the game cannot handle that
maybe
very well.
that optimization update's coming with up 8.1, right?
I imagine it'll go from like 20 FPS to 40. So that's exciting.
Poggers!
Yay!
Poggers!
If it hits 30 FPS in those, I'll be happy. I can turn settings down, but I don't. I like World of Warcraft being pretty.
That's the thing. I'd say Inquisitor runs bad.
It looks really good.
I haven't tried turning off many, if any, settings.
I turned all of the settings down to the lowest, and it had maybe 5 or 6 extra FPS.
Okay, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. No, that game is just terrible. If I turn all my settings down in World of Warcraft, I'll definitely gain some FPS, but not substantially, just because it's...
I gained like 2 or 3 FPS in Inquisitor by turning off the full screen optimizations.
Full screen optimization on Windows is absolute cancer, and that thing alone is testament to how poorly Microsoft understands its gaming audience.
God damn it, I haven't done that in a long time. I forgot that was a thing.
Most of the time we just brute force games past it. It doesn't...
Yeah, Inquisitor is the first game where like performance has been such a
rocky
a
road.
fight that it's like what can I do?
Yeah, I've honestly back when I had that stuttering stuff that I couldn't fix, it's still there. I won't say it's gone. Windows 10 is the shittiest operating system I've ever had the pleasure of using.
Like we all experience that. Like I just also
if your standby memory fills up, all games stutter because it's trying to access that standby memory to do anything online, to load things into memory, and you have to run a program to clear that out. This has been a thing for over a year now. Like since before the last fall update added it in, and they have not fixed it, and that is just Windows is the worst company in the fucking world.
But I mean, it wasn't
Windows, Microsoft.
I mean,
Randy Pitchford at it again.
It wasn't even that long ago though that you got that standby.
I just figured it out like earlier this summer, I think it was, that you had to clear the standby memory. And it was weird because I used the program to clear it and I was still getting stuttering, and I'm like, fuck, it doesn't work. It was that game that I was playing that had the stuttering. So it all coincidentally lined up at the same time. But I went through so many things picking apart Windows 10 to get games optimized to reduce the stuttering that I feel like I know that operating system more than the idiots working on it. Like, it's fucking disgusting how stupid... they need to scrap the whole fucking thing, because it's still running, like, all of the original Windows stuff in the background. They're just caking more bullshit on top. It's like World of Warcraft. They're just caking this bullshit on top of a broken engine.
And they just... You know what the real problem is?
Randy Pitchford isn't there.
They skipped Windows 9. They went right to 10.
Yep. If they had done 9...
But at this point, it's too late to go back to 9. They need to do 11. But because they didn't do 9, we should get Windows 9 11.
Brilliant idea. That was an explosion of thought. What were you going to say, Miles?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm going to leave this podcast.
Nothing. I'm just listening.
Welcome to Just Kinda Loafin. We're a problem.
We're a problem.
No, I was gonna say to you,
We're the bad ones.
how come Windows just doesn't make like just a gaming operating system itself?
Because they do not want to be associated with games.
Honestly, if I was in an industry that I was like this closely tied to games, even then I wouldn't want to be associated with people that play games because they suck, and I wouldn't want to be associated with people that make games because they also suck. Like the majority of the people surrounding this entire planet kind of just suck.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, you're just surrounded by the suck.
But you think about it, like, beyond just, like, the memes and how we're all negative about everything, like, the tech sphere is, like, so anti...
It's corrupt.
But
It's the heresy.
Yeah. It's time for a crusade. It's so anti, I guess, gamer, in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like, all these decisions of these tech companies seems to be about, I don't know, dump it on fucking people who play games.
Yeah.
Because people who play games are a problem. Oh boy, look at the time.
I'm going to post this on the...
Make a
Oh,
timestamp.
heavens. Yeah, how far are we in? 36? Looks like it's time for a fucking crusade, boys.
Do we need to make some, like, Space Marine versions of that?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I can Photoshop a Space Marine into there. I'll add that in right now as well. Right on the screen, you can see it.
Do you need to write yourself a
It's
note?
right
Or you're
there.
just gonna
No, you're gonna remind me that I said I was gonna do this.
Okay. Crusades.
But yeah,
Windows is shit.
Windows is shit.
Wow.
I've been playing WoW. Played a bit of the new Warframe update. Haven't done any of the Tuna stuff yet. Tried out the new character, though.
She has knives.
She is Blood Lady. She is everything I wanted in a character in this game. Her main weapon is a crossbow thing, which is pretty cool. So I bought that. Her abilities are you press 1 and you jump to people and you blood them, and then you got a blood ring around you and
de-blooding
you blood people, and then her 2 is you teleport to people and you blood them on a stick and you suck their blood.
So are you blooding them or are you de-blooding them? Like, are you attacking
Both.
them with blood or are you
Yes.
taking their blood?
Both.
Okay, cool.
It's horrific. Her 3 is sacrifice health to do more blood abilities.
And light it on fire.
And
light her blood on fire?
No one as cool as Maria. She is
Did you
the absolute best.
ever play Lords of Shadow 2?
No.
You fucking attack
That
people.
game runs like piss on PC.
No, it doesn't.
Ran like piss on my
No,
PC.
it didn't. Okay, well, I haven't tried my
Is it one of those Bioshock ones?
Hopefully not, because I ran it on my old PC and it was like...
Maybe it just looked like shit. Like I couldn't get it looking okay on my
Maybe.
old monitor.
But the reason I mention that game is you literally fight people with a whip made of your own blood.
I didn't like the way it played. That's what it was.
Okay.
You're gonna have to play that one.
Sure.
Because I think I made the mistake of starting with the first one.
Oh, yeah, that game,
Yeah.
whatever. Just go right to Lords of Shadow 2.
Yeah.
Like, that game's better without context.
Dope.
Because it's all just horse shit. Like, you fight Satan on a space worm, like, what up?
Amount of times I've done that.
And
in
then
my life.
you like walk. The
Yeah.
game literally ends with you walking into the sunset with your undead son.
But you can't walk into the sun because you're a vampire. Shut the fuck up. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to play through that.
Yeah.
How long is it? 6
I
hours.
can't remember.
Any longer than 6 hours?
It's probably longer than
That's a
6
commitment. 8 hours?
That's a commitment.
10.
I don't know.
7, 9?
17. Oh, now I remember.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll play.
But yes, your
Council
Warframe
Shadows.
Blood Lady.
Yeah, she's really cool. That's all I really care about of the new stuff that happened. I don't like the last open world stuff they added to Warframe, so I'm not expecting to like this open world stuff.
Did it come with just overall changes, though, that you're...
I haven't seen anything else that is different.
Okay.
There's probably more mods and weapons and stuff.
I was gonna say, it was just adding shit, right? It's not
Yeah.
changing anything.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware of, there'll probably be a balance pass after this where they nerf some Blood Lady.
Hey.
Although she's not a good character. She's not particularly powerful. She's just fun to use. Like Ember, Hydro, Zephyr, and Frost and Rhino. I still seem to own the battlefield for all of them. But Blood Lady is cool. What's the character you like with the
Valkyr.
Valkyr?
She's really cool.
Blood Lady and Valkyr seem like the mix for
what's
melee
Blood
stuff.
Lady's name?
Garuna? Garduna? Garrosh! Her name's Garrosh. Yeah, she's cool. We're gonna play more of that. Maybe stream some of it. I keep saying that.
We should stream stuff.
Actually stream stuff.
Should we attempt to stream if we're going to play Dawn of War tonight, should we attempt to do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what else I've been playing, because I can't think of it.
Just stuff. We tried to play Payday.
Payday's fucked. Fuck those
I refunded
developers.
that shit.
Your stuff, everyone's like, is Steam cloud saves? No, fuck off. All of my stuff should have been saved server side, and it wasn't, so uninstalled, and you refunded it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you told me to buy it.
Yeah. Thinking that it would work.
Well, because
it doesn't work, it's broken.
Because if it works, it can be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Whatever, we got Vermintide.
Yeah, Vermintide. Yeah, we have a lot of other co-op shit that is worth our time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, we bought that Warhammer Humbundo, and suddenly we have co-op.
Yeah.
Between that, and we already had gotten Inquisitor, but we have Space Marine, we have...
We tried a bit of Path of Exile.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's okay.
I think I
still really slow.
I still hate the 1 to 30, and I don't think I want to put another
I think
long into that to do it.
I'll be putting that game on the back burner. I'm just going to keep playing Inquisitor, and I'll probably get Grim Dawn the next time it's on sale. That seems
Grim
more...
Dawn is...
Because Grim Dawn seems...
It's cool, but there's no end game.
There's no end game, so we'll enjoy the adventure.
Yeah, I don't need it to have one. That, to me, I get the impression that it and Inquisitor have more in common than...
Yes.
Than Path of Exile.
It's directly in the middle.
Yeah, okay, cool.
None of the bullshit that comes with Path of Exile, where it's like, oh no, I fucked up, this character's bad.
Yeah.
Because you can do that, you can hit whatever, level 50, and it's like, I can't do maps. No maps are good.
Do you remember when we, what was it, the first major boss in the dungeon?
Oh my god, with the chaos damage.
Yeah, and we spec'd for fire damage or something. We got in there and he was completely fire resistant. We're like, we're fucked. We literally could not do any damage to him.
Yeah.
And then he one hit us because we were 10 levels under what we were supposed
Games
to
that let you respec are glorious. I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed Odyssey, at any time you can just I take all my points back, let's try something else. Fuck it.
One of the biggest complaints people had of D3 before it came out was that you could respec your character in town, and I'm like, well, that's bad?
Yeah.
How?
No, I want to be locked in.
Because if you pick a character, you have to stay with the shit.
And I'm okay with some kind of commitment, like an upgrade tree you're committed to, or a path or whatever.
You chose that class, and therefore you don't get...
Yeah, you're a demon hunter now. Fuck off. Deal with it.
Yeah, and you have access to everything that a demon hunter entails.
That's World of Warcraft. You choose your character, and you level it up, and then at any point you can not only change your specialization, but change all of the passives you spec into, change everything about your character.
Good.
It's fucking fantastic. And more games need to
freedom.
do that. Yeah.
It is truly freedom with WoW.
World of Warcraft Classic is not as generous.
With speaking of co-op,
that's something else I played.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, you played WoW Classic? Yes.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll talk after.
We need to stream some. We'll play through Dawn of War 2.
Mm-hmm.
We should stream all that we do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that has a co-op campaign, which I didn't realize until recently.
I don't like campaigns and RTSs.
Oh, well, so the way... It's not a typical RTS, Dawn of War 2. It's you control a couple squads of guys. So
that's what I don't like about it.
It's almost like a MOBA campaign in a way. And the way it works originally is that you have 4 squads that you control. With us, we'll each get 2.
Okay. I'm not going to write it out. I'm definitely down to try it.
We should do it.
Okay.
That game's cool.
Okay.
I remember I played a bunch of that when it came out, and I was really into it.
I want us to play through Halo Wars 2 as well. Does that have campaign co-op?
It might. I still need to buy that on PC.
Same. Still fucked on PC, probably. So
probably. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Exciting. But yeah, I'm honestly... Warhammer 3 is...
Dawn of War 3.
Dawn of War 3 is where my shit is. It's fantastic. But yeah, I played some WoW Classic because BlizzCon happened.
How'd that go?
I forgot how much I fucking loved WoW Classic. Or World of Warcraft in the vanilla state. B, everything just compounded on. I'm like, oh, these cooldowns. Oh no, that's a minute cooldown on my healing ability. Yikes. On top of I equip the new sword, and it's like, oh, fuck, I forgot I haven't used swords yet, so everything's spec'd into doing damage with axes, so I need to get used to using swords, go grind some old mobs out again. All of the characters are really fun. I forgot how much I fucking loved warlocks and paladins, because they've changed so much since where they were, and I still love them in WoW how it is now. Everything is blazingly fucking fast in WoW now compared to how it was before. Even with the new global cooldown thing, which they are slowly backtracking on, thank Christ. They're slowly removing more and more stuff from the global cooldown, because that is absolute trash. Nothing should ever lock me from using abilities because of your fake number thing.
Used this other ability, therefore all other abilities are off limits for the time being.
Yeah, it was, because there was... you could pop the odd, like, defensive ability and stuff with a global cooldown. And I remember in 2008 or 9, they put out April Fool's patch notes, as they used to. And global cooldown was an April Fool's joke.
And then they made it real.
Now they made it real.
Now it's just an out-of-season April Fool's joke.
Yes. Thank you, Red Shirt
Brought
guy.
to you by the Blizzard Committee of Equality and Diversity.
Fucking trash. But yeah, WoW Classic is really good, and next summer I will be playing a stupid amount of that, along with standard WoW, because 8.2 is going to drop around that time as well, so.
And when's Warcraft Reforged?
End of next year. Beta starts early next year. If we ever play World of Warcraft, I will never, ever, ever ask you to play Classic.
Cool.
Because it is...
I played a bit of it with Dan, like a long time ago. I think.
What?
That would have been like 2005.
Okay.
That would have been grade 10.
Yeah.
Right? That's when it came out, right?
2005 was grade 10?
Mm-hmm.
Did we graduate in 2010?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. 2007 then. Sorry. My bad.
2007.
Bad math. My bad.
Yeah, that would have been close enough to vanilla.
I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I remember playing it and hating it.
Yep. Yeah,
It took a long time to get into.
And the coolest thing about it that they can still do in WoW now, I don't know how they would do it, is there's no sharding. So, yes. And in Classic, they said, in the beginning they're going to have it, but they are going to remove it later on, so that everybody on your server is just always visible to you. Like nowadays, if you go into Stormwind, you see a ton of people there, but it's people from different servers all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Fake people.
Fake people. Like, you can't interact and give certain items to them and stuff like that because it's locked away behind server requirements. And you don't really have it anymore, but it used to be, like, people would fight for server first to level 60, level 70, server first to beat, like, certain raids and dungeons and stuff like that. And that doesn't happen... there's still people that do it, but nobody really cares about it. It's not a monumental achievement anymore. It's like, yeah, I had the time to do it in 2 days, because it can take... Some people can do 110 to 120 in, like, 2 fucking days, and I don't know how. But, yeah, the World of Warcraft isn't really there anymore. You're kind of just wandering around, exploring and seeing things. It used to be where it's like, oh my god, I can't beat this boss thing, and it's like, oh, a priest is walking by, it's like, hey, do you mind healing me for a bit while I try and fight this boss? And the priest is like, hell yeah, I got you, and you go and take it. It's like, it fucking didn't work, so you run back to town together, and it's like, okay, we need a tank, and we need someone else to come help us with this, and you run off and you do it, and that was the coolest fucking thing, and that has not been there since, like, Wrath of the Lich King. So, happy
It's like
to see.
imagining like a real world representation of that scenario. You just imagine, and it's like a shot of this town, like bustling, people going around doing their things, and like 2 dudes kind of just like shamble into town, like just faces like burnt ash or whatever, and like their hair's just blasted back, and like just like faces of shock, just who can help?
Please!
There's a motherfucker out there! Anyone got the good tank?
Some dude stands up.
I got you back, and then like all 3 of them head out, and then it's like 2 hours later, and then like they all
Back, all beat the fuck
and
up.
they all have that same expression again on their faces.
That was how it felt. It was so good.
The fuck!
One of the biggest, coolest things in Vanilla WoW was, like, losing. Like, It's like, we just can't fucking do this thing. Like, how are we doing it wrong? There's so many mechanics and things you can bring together to do stuff. And WoW nowadays, it's like, fucking tanks stood in the poison too long, and we're dead. Like, that's all it is.
Sorry guys, I was AFK.
Yeah, or somebody pulled like an extra.
You ran at him and then stopped moving.
AFK. It's like, yeah, it dropped spaghetti on my W. It's fucking stupid.
Sorry guys, my mom was AFK.
It's like what was it? I think it was an old video for something, and it was like all of these guys, like, what MMO was it? It wasn't EverQuest, but it was an old one, because you could tell from the frame rate of the recording, and they were all talking on their shitty mics and stuff, and then you just heard like, oh shit, crash, boom, and like as clear as keyboard fell, and the dude just starts auto walking off the cliff. It was the greatest thing. That's
oh shit! Crash.
Perfect. If I can find that video, I will post a link to it. I don't know where it is anymore, though. I feel like that was fucking before YouTube. But anyways,
we all move on to news.
to the news.
I'm just to clarify, I'm down to play Classic with you. Just because now that I have the experience that I have, I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
So I'll
See how different it was.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to give it a try.
And it's better with more people.
All right,
Definitely.
Chris, you're playing with us.
Chris, if you even play Modern WoW with us, I'll be
That'll be a
surprised.
monumental achievement.
Yeah.
Monumental.
The monumental.
News.
News. On to the news.
Spyro.
Oh no.
Remember when they announced that trilogy?
Can I just preface with I'm not at all excited for this because
yeah.
Crash reboot shit.
I mean, I have no attachment to Spyro.
Dope.
I played it maybe once as a child.
So remember when they announced that Spyro was coming, and some people were like, "Yay, Spyro, cool!" And then months went by, and they were like, "Yo, by the way, only Spyro 1's gonna be on the disc. Y'all are gonna have to download the other two, because it's not like Blu-rays hold like 50 gigs."
No, dude, you don't
What?
understand. The first
No,
Spyro
they
is
don't.
50 gigs.
No.
No.
You just don't get
Blu-ray
it.
discs are like
Yeah.
8 gigs.
Anyway, and people were like,
I could probably still fit all the Spyro games.
people were like,
Definitely can fit all the Spyro games. Come on. They were stuff on little fucking shitty discs.
people were like, excuse, what? Activision, what? And Activision, seemingly in response to that, was like, yo, Spyro's been delayed for 2 months. It was gonna happen in September, now it's happening in November. And everyone's like, oh, okay, they're gonna fix wolves.
They're gonna put all of them onto the same disc now.
Nope.
They're really
It's
stupid.
going to come with 3 different discs.
Nope.
It's gonna come with 2 discs.
Nope.
1.5 discs.
One disc, one Spyro, download the other 2, motherfucker.
I mean, I wasn't invested already.
Sure.
But
So why did they delay Wolf?
No idea. Game wasn't done.
Spyro?
Those games were done for years.
Those old games? Those old games.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
really,
over it.
Do you really care though?
No. And the people that, like, super play these things, that... nostalgia is something that will always slay me. And I'm a super hypocrite because WoW Classic and Reforged and all of these things.
Okay, hey, World of Warcraft 3 is actually a good game though.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
the Reforged, there's no...
My thing is a good thing.
just saying.
thing is
Your
shit.
thing is a bad
And
thing.
the thing is, the
nostalgia-
Crash games were never good.
The nostalgia thing, you're right though, but Warcraft 3 is actually just a good game though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a nostalgia thing. So.
Yeah.
I
The
don't
Spyro
believe
thing, they should remake Spyro with actual mechanics rather than just reskinning the trash that it was then. To
Was
make
it trash? I never
now.
played
You know how shit Crash is?
it. Imagine that, but with a gay ass.
Yeah, with the
purple
dragon, and the thing, it's old, dated mechanics. The shit they should modernize, and
Listen
they won't.
here.
They're purely doing visuals, and that's
You know
Well,
what? You had to go through those games to learn that Spyro needs to be able to sprint at things in order to go through doors. And I was like, it's a dragon, just run at it and break
you
it
also
with your
breathe
head.
fire.
No, you had to earn that ability.
Oh yeah,
I was able to confirm that at the very least, it's not like a one-time use voucher code to download the other 2
You
games.
can keep using the voucher code.
No, it's just a multi-use voucher. No, it's a free update, like which Yay, it's slightly less dog shit than it could have been, but...
I'm not saying the majority of people... I guess, whatever, the whole world's going to buy it digitally anyways. Fuck them, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Everybody that is expecting it to be any more than what it's going to be deserves it. So, fuck them.
So, can I use the control sticks to move, though? Or do I still have to use the fucking D-pad?
I hope it's still the D-pad.
I imagine it has
Fuck
joystick support.
Let the whole thing burn.
I remember that being very frustrating on the PlayStation 1 controller.
Yeah,
on
the one hand, fuck Activision, fix your shit. On the second hand,
you all deserve it.
But yeah, you guys don't deserve any better than a 30 FPS video of monsters fighting.
I thought it was like a
12 FPS video
called Fighting Creatures.
Fighting Creatures. Whatever, man. Look, I don't even know who said the quote. Anyways.
Speaking of things that need to be burned down.
Soon be one of those podcasts?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like every podcast?
YouTube guy by the name of Scirocco got briefly banned.
Is that the Mike Scirocco, the rapper in Linkin Park?
Hell yeah. So Linkin Park got banned from YouTube.
Oh, dang.
Scirocco got banned from YouTube because he posted a series of videos of him in Red Dead 2. There's a lady in a town who's like just yelling about feminism stuff. So he like went up to her and he punched her out.
Nice.
And like tied her to the back of his horse and like dragged her outside of town and fed her to an alligator and then stomped on her corpse afterwards. It was some...
These are all fine. She has feminism.
These are all things you can do in Red Dead?
Apparently.
Okay, it sounds like a way better game.
Anyway, the outrage media...
Wait, people were mad that someone did something?
Yeah, they did. They did their thing. And then YouTube banned them. And it was only after, like, notable YouTube people like fucking Keemstar got involved and was like, yo, excuse?
Keemstar might be a strange fella, but he has a hella control over what's happening.
He has a pulse. Or he has his finger on the pulse.
Because he's fast as fuck, boy.
He is.
He is fast as fuck, boy. He's like a cactuar.
Yeah. You can't.
Isn't that
you can't hug him because he's too fast.
That's a Pokemon. That's a Pokemon, right?
Pretty much. Do you ever play World of Final Fantasy?
It has Pokemon.
You can wear them on your head. But yeah, they reinstated his channel after a lot of hoopla. They age restricted all of his shit, and now they're blaming like, oh yeah, like
it wasn't.
The person that hit the button on that was overzealous. We're reviewing our policy. Yeah, bullshit.
No, you're
just ideological. Like it's
vocal response to your stupid decisions because YouTube's run by idiots.
Maybe he wasn't taking a stance against feminism, guys. Maybe he was just having fun. Sorry.
Yeah. What did you title the video?
It was like annoying feminist gets punched out and stuff.
Okay,
he had a stance.
He straight hates feminism.
Well, I don't know. It seemed like he's going to say anything he wants, whatever.
I don't want to get into a talk about feminism or anything, but I do want to say that it's a video game. Fuck off.
Yeah. And also, like, if you're going to ban him for doing shit like that in games, then are games just over on YouTube? Are you just going to remove everything?
What about the torture scene in GTA 5? What about, like, the million...
What about any murder in any game? Is that okay? Suddenly? Is that not okay? I don't know. Like,
I still can't murder children, so we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Skyrim mods.
But I mean, like, I can't do it in Assassin's Creed. Like, I literally murder people.
But don't you know NPCs are a protected class now because people identify.
Here we go.
I don't know about that. The NPCs look pretty weak to me.
Weak. And weakness deserves to be blighted out by the Imperium. Dab! I want a big ultramarine like electricity explodes around.
Dab in unison, battle brothers!
That's it. That's the peak.
Die, unclean!
Do you know how goofy that would be trying to fight somebody? And
Goofy, excuse me?
And they
that is an emote in Inquisitor. Dab! Like, just, like, bodies, hundreds of them around you.
Okay,
fight! Fight! Yeah, the two male characters and the woman. Fight!
No. Hers was...
She needs feminism.
The female one was...
Fight! Fight! Fight!
Y'all motherfuckers need feminism.
She's got heavy arms. Fight!
So she carries around gigantic... She carries around gigantic power armor.
Yeah.
But she can barely lay her
Fight! Fight! Fight!
It's okay, guys. I'll change my character. I get the memo.
I get it. I won't be a hunter anymore.
We should all just be the fucking Crusader.
I'm
It's
switching
the only good
to the
class.
The Crusader is
switching.
yeah, because he was the Psyker for a while, and he's like, "Fuck it, Crusader."
I'll
Battle Axe!
Yeah.
Let's do this
fuck it,
shit.
we'll just run it.
Battle Axe has the barbarian charge, and then the spacey with the leap. So you just
Okay, wait. There are 3 different Crusader ones, right?
yeah.
Okay, so which one are you?
Knight.
Okay, for
I meant
context,
to say sword and shield.
Joe, he said
Yeah, that's
knight,
fine.
and he just put up both of his fists.
Knight, sword and shield.
Okay, and then
Knight!
no, which one are you?
I'm the heavy gunner one.
Okay, what's the third one? Is it lame?
No, they're all pretty much the same thing. They just have different like starting perks. Like we can
Yeah,
all be the same
yeah, I
one.
think
even
they
though they're
all
good.
eventually do.
I chose this one because I wanted knight powers. I wanted chain sword and shield.
No, I
for the
was just wondering.
and that
if
has
there were,
close combat.
I was just
the
wondering
one
if there was like such variation, and
No,
it's like
I think it's just starting perks,
yeah, I
which is like
had to,
2% damage, 3% damage.
I had to earn my melee skill tree. Like it wasn't open to me from the start, unlike it was for him.
Oh yeah, I guess so. You can get a ton of other things, like
Okay.
100 or 70 levels in the game.
Something like that.
Something
yeah,
crazy.
I just had to kill 500
Okay.
people with melee, which was like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll switch to whatever that third one
Yeah.
is.
Dude, I want to play more Inquisitor. That game's dope.
I'm down for that.
Next story.
Can we co-op? Did you guys figure out? Can we effectively
Anything
co-op?
with the purple we can't co-op. It does open a ton of missions though. I've played maybe another 45
Yeah.
minutes, and I think I have access.
Most
to
of the
it now.
missions in the game are not story missions.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we've played co-op. I just joined Chris's game, and he threw me into shit, and it was
We
really
were
hard.
really underpowered.
Yeah. Chris is like, look, our item level. Well, you were like, yeah, we'll go into this one. I'm like, yeah, our item level went up. It should be fine. It wasn't fine. It was really hard.
But then we did another one that was really easy.
Yes.
So, it's good stuff.
Performance is the same in co-op
Yeah.
as well. It still runs like shit.
It's also just bad. Yeah.
Excellent.
Next story.
yeah.
PlayStation.
Uh-oh.
What
Fuck
about it?
Sony.
You know that PlayStation Classic they're doing?
Fuck them. Yeah.
Allegedly.
It has 20 games, I heard.
Allegedly it has 20 games, only one of which is Metal Gear.
What?
One Metal Gear, one Final Fantasy,
Final Fantasy,
Siphon Filter,
Siphon Filter.
Resident Evil 1.
Okay, I'm okay with like.
That's all the good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
And
Which,
Out of all 20, I listed the good ones.
which Final Fantasy?
Seven.
Of course.
Yeah, the one. The one.
I was like,
Well, yeah,
what
it's
are the
like-
odds? It's like 3
It's
or
like
something.
no Gran Turismo, no Castlevania.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's
Oh.
yeah. Anyway,
I'll
I
probably
bet
still-
you can't even beat the Metal Gear that's on there because of the controller thing you gotta do. I bet it's fucked up with the emulator.
It has control ports. Oh yeah, but maybe. Speaking of the emulator,
Oh, I spoiled your story.
so allegedly,
Peace.
Sony is using just went to the internet and took the open source emulator PCSX. It's just like fuck it. Like I mean, they're probably fully within their legal right to do that.
Are you telling me that Sony, the greatest
Mark
company
Sony.
in the world, Mark Sony, the greatest man running the greatest company in the world, decided to take the easy way out and be extremely lazy and cap all of their games at 30 FPS?
Wait,
Wait, different story. Hold on, back up. And put an emulator that isn't theirs, that kind of is.
Okay,
theirs,
wait. Does
I
the
guess.
emulator allow me to play at anything above 30 frames?
Did any of those games run above 30
I have
frames?
No idea.
Siphon Filter definitely did not run above.
I don't
30
think any of those ran above 30 frames. No, there was a time period where frame rate
didn't matter.
frame rates were pretty good, and then they went to shit again, and then out of nowhere, like a ton of PC games started having like really good frame rates, and then it just went to shit again, and it's been shit since then. I don't remember the timeline of all of this.
And now it's time for a crusade.
Honestly, I played a ton of PlayStation 1 games, so I'll probably buy that. But
Let me instead.
sway you the other way. Don't buy it. Emulate the games
Yeah, just
instead.
throw an emulator onto.
I mean,
a
it's
pie.
going to be the same as if you just emulate it on your PC. It's just PCSX
Well,
or PCSX on a fucking Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, how much are the pies? They're cheaper than that, and you
By
can
at
load
least
them with,
$30.
and you can load them with thousands of games. Actually, you should buy a pie.
I don't know what those are.
I was like a little emulator box. Hook it up to your TV, fill it with fucking millions of games.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like Pokemon?
Sure.
Whatever the fuck you want.
Just playing it on my phone.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done.
I've done it in a while. I loaded it up to show people. I'm like, look how cool this is.
I play Pokemon Yellow.
But yeah, tons of emulators. Breath of Fire still doesn't work.
We sidetrack. Yeah, it gets stuck at
I'm
the
so
at the
fucking
tower
upset.
with Sten every fucking time. It's annoying. Sorry, we sidetrack.
Delete that shit.
No,
Yeah.
can't. You're supposed to modify the sound code. I tried
delete
that.
it.
It didn't work.
Delete it. No, delete the whole thing.
Yeah,
I found
sound
the
thing you can
fix
delay. There's
for it.
also a cheat that lets you
Bypass it.
wall walk past it, but it misses an important event.
Yeah, it doesn't trigger the
You don't get
conclusion.
Sten, right?
Yeah, I think it misses that.
So, anyways, PlayStation Classic sucks.
I love
Yeah,
Breath
that's
of
the
Fire
story.
too.
Sony sucks. Breath of Fire 2 is my favorite
amazing.
game of all time.
Next story.
Really fun
Anyways,
game.
next.
Especially when you can hold space and go faster.
Seems like it's even more and more of a reality that Sunset Overdrive might be coming to PC.
Oh, fuck Sony.
There's like Windows 10 achievement leaks and Steam DB listings, so
Steam.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It might come out not just on the Windows 10 store, but on Steam.
Capped at 30.
Hopefully,
I will play the co-op of that
Hopefully
with
not.
you.
That had co-op. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Not campaign co-op, and
Sure.
like side things.
I
Sure.
think I watched you play that, right?
Yeah.
You were like ziplining across things.
I gotta
right?
say,
It's that game?
my only complaint with that game
It's
was
performance.
that I had to use a controller and performance. Yeah,
Yeah.
performance is
If
bad.
they get that
I could
game-
play that with a mouse and keyboard.
I think I really like the look of that.
That game was really cool. It was punk rock apocalypse. It was Ratchet and Clank Dead Rising and Tony Hawk combined. It
That's
was
right.
fucking
That's what I
dope.
like. Okay.
I loved it.
Can we
Yeah.
wait? Can we do 3-player co-op?
Yep, update players.
Cool. All right, I'm buying it too.
Well, assuming it happens.
Yeah,
I'll pay up to $30 for that on PC.
I'll pay up to 60,
I'll pay 70,
80,
90,
98.
$2,000.
$2,000. Lowest offer. Yeah, I'll buy that whenever it comes out. Assuming it's not capped at 30 and mouse and keyboard support's pretty good.
I'll play it. Controller 30.
That being said, I keep saying mouse and keyboard support's good. Space Marine has probably the shittiest controls, and I'm loving the way that feels to the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Like, my aim down sights is control.
Oh, I changed that shit.
I left it all default, and it's been working perfectly fine.
Yeah, I made aim down sights right click, and I just made my
But
melee.
it's toggle.
I made it a hold. I made it a hold.
Can you
There's
change
an
the hold?
option for a hold? Yeah.
But my right click is melee.
Well, yeah, but I put those. I did those on my thumb buttons.
Oh, my thumb button stopped working.
All right.
Why?
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. On that game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you set them to anything?
I did, yeah. I changed it to 2 different melee things. Oh, maybe just the alternate buttons aren't working. Yeah, I'll look into it again. But yeah, that game, like, default control is terrible, and I've just been using them, and it's been fine. So. It's easy.
I'm just thinking about how to move, right? WASD and then control.
It's like
It's
CSGO,
like
honestly.
Call of Duty.
I guess ultimately you probably don't need to be aiming down sights much at all.
Why?
No. I sniper. That's pretty much it.
Otherwise, you're hip firing everything or meleeing it.
You mean just melee?
Or melee. You can melee or melee or melee or shoot or melee.
I really like the look of the melee in that game.
It's
It's really a shame that the executions aren't in the multiplayer.
because they're my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, you just like single out one guy and you're like, well,
Or when you crush their skull beneath your Starta's gigantic boot foot.
Or like even like take out the health regen or something. Like
Yeah.
to still have it in the game.
Make it so you can kill a guy extra good for a sec.
Every time you kill an enemy, you get a bit of health. That co-op
Oh,
would be
yeah,
fun.
that'd be cool. Or if they, and if you execute, they drop ammo.
Yes. Yeah, because ammo's
is
pretty
ammo
hard.
a bad thing?
Yep,
Oh.
but melee.
Alright, we just chain sorted it.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Next story.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Riot Games.
Rito Games.
There's a thing going around. I guess they have a trademark for something called Legends of Runeterra, which I guess
Sorry, go ahead.
Runeterra, I guess, is the world that League of Legends takes place in.
Yeah.
Like, I know nothing about League.
So League of Legends lore, I barely know anything about it. It is fantastic. It's a really cool universe that they've created. I think like half the stuff I know has been retconned since its initial
Right.
design.
Like, wow.
Yes, yeah. WoW kept retconning things and then has been slowly making all of them reality again. Like one of the,
retconning.
yeah, like one of the biggest stories that was just on retconned was Tandred, Jaina's brother.
The boatman?
Yeah, the boat guy just lost out at sea, and it's like, yeah, well, that didn't happen. And it's like, nope, and the big cutscene, he's back. And it's like, that means all of what he did is now canon again.
Someone said I wasn't canon. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so there's a part in the game where one of the NPCs, or if you talk to him, he's like, that dude over there said I wasn't canon. I'm like, human? Duh. It's like fucking stupid. But yeah, the League of Legends world is really cool. If they make an MMO, I'm immediately interested.
So yeah, there's a lot of speculation going around of what this Legends of Runeterra could be. Like, yeah, some people are like, yo, it's probably an MMO. Other people are like, probably a fighting game because Riot bought that Rising Thunder team a few years back.
Oh, yes.
But maybe that was just for their netcode because they had that like weird hybrid GGPO thing that they had developed that was really good, apparently.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a fucking card game. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Anything they do interests me because the only thing I don't like about League of Legends
is that it's a MOBA that isn't fun.
To me, it's an unfun MOBA. Honestly, even with the community being as shit as it is, I'm almost half down with that. Like, yeah, everybody sucks. Let's do this. Like, I'll play the chat more than the game itself. That's what Battlefield 1 turned into for me. That was the only enjoyment I drew out of that game when it was dying. Was chatting with people in all chat, and that was fantastic. So yeah, if they do an MMO though, that would be amazing. They're one of the few companies that has a budget to say, fuck off, Blizzard, we're doing it.
Yeah. And theoretically, like, because they've had the one project forever, like, depending on how long they may have been working on this, like, also, you couldn't match the content of WoW, but they might be able to come close.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason no game has been able to beat MMO over the past few years.
MMO?
No, I'm awake. Is able to.
No, WoW is the only MMO.
Yeah, there we go. I was able to make an MMO that can surpass even WoW as Metal Gear. Was just because WoW is too much in it. You can't make a world that big. Like Final Fantasy had the name Final Fantasy, which was awesome, and then it's on its third expansion now, or second. So it's getting the content. It's slowly getting there. Game plays like fucking trash. But
it looks so pretty.
It does look good. Well, the art style isn't nearly as good as World of Warcraft, but it has better textures and stuff.
Lighting.
So, yeah, it has amazing lighting. But the combat is fucking trash.
So the impact at least kind of feels satisfying.
Well, not every game can be Black Desert.
Black Desert has very reactive and fast-paced combat, but it doesn't feel satisfying to try and beat bosses.
I was really hoping you were going to be like, Black Desert's trash!
Black Desert's trash. Black Desert runs like piss. It's capped at 60, if you even hit 60. Terra Online still had like some of my favorite combat. That game was amazing.
We played that briefly, right?
Yes, yeah, we played up to level 30 or something.
We played a few of them.
That's made by the same team that makes PUBG, I believe.
Oh.
Which is why it runs like shit.
Oh. Alright, moving on!
Yeah.
Next story. Remember Final Fantasy 15?
No. Fill me in.
Remember that game that took 10 years and wasn't finished when it came out?
I'm sorry? What? I'm not familiar.
That had the shittiest combat of Final Fantasy has ever had.
The only Final Fantasy game is 7, which I've still never played.
It's terrible.
Yeah, they skipped 1 through 6 and
then skipped another few until 15.
So, Square Enix has suddenly and abruptly...
Squeenix, please?
Squeako.
Well, they lost their CEO, right? Is that what it was?
The director of the game,
that's it.
Hajime Tabata, has resigned suddenly.
Okay.
Probably as a result of the news that Square Enix is like just canceling all future plans of anything Final Fantasy 15 related. They had a whole like second and beyond season of content planned.
That's great.
Further PC additions and optimizations. Like just nope. Like they're just hard fucking off with that game. So
I don't really care.
There's no way they could have fixed the trash that game.
Yeah. I'm not saying it needed or deserved it, but
I bought it 3 times.
But Square,
you're not helping.
I never got better.
Square Enix, like what are they even at this point then? Like
Deus Ex.
No,
which they've put on ice. Like Deus Ex's next sequel was
Mankind Divided 2.
Yeah. Mankind Divided was
Undivided,
like a huge,
1.5.
That game was a huge disappointment sales-wise and was just kind of shit. So Deus Ex is on ice.
No, what else do they have?
They have Tomb Raider.
That's not selling well.
Nope. They had Hitman, and they let that go.
That's also not going to sell well.
Yeah, Hitman 2 is not going to sell well. It looks like a good, decent game, but whatever. I don't know what else. Like, they have Final Fantasy 14. That probably does okay.
That makes a lot of money. That thing's huge.
They have mobile games.
World of Final Fantasy.
I want to play that.
Maximum.
Yeah, I won't play that. But yeah, I don't like. Does Square Enix? Are they in trouble? Like,
No, 14 will keep them afloat.
so.
Or keep enough of it afloat that Square Enix won't disappear. 14
Like
has a stupid
Octopath
amount
probably
of
didn't
players.
sell for shit for them either.
Octopath? It was sold out everywhere.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're just rethinking and be like, okay, we're going back to basics then, and maybe that's for the best.
Well, I bet so. Their Final Fantasy phone game is making stupid money. Their
Wait, which one?
MMOs.
The Heroes?
No, 15. Probably called Heroes.
Oh, Pocket Edition?
Pocket Edition, thank you.
Yeah, no, they have money makers. They can afford to fuck up, but I don't think they'd just start closing everything like that.
You know what? I wasn't even thinking of the right game. I was thinking Fire Emblem. Never mind.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Fair.
But yeah, Square Enix is just such a... I don't know, like, they just don't seem to matter at all anymore.
Oh, when was the last time they released a game worth half its ass?
I mean, the last Hitman came out under their branding. It was pretty good. But... And the Tomb Raider games.
But it still played like shit.
Disputable. You can throw a propane tank at a man's head.
That game was a sluggish piece of shit.
Well, it's not...
It was a fun game.
It's deliberate.
Absolution played better, even though it was a worse game.
Played better as a shooter.
Yeah. And in Hitman, you can use guns.
I forget.
Like
what
a
was the
shooter.
game that we have like 4 or 5 videos of playing?
Hitman.
Which one was that?
The last one.
It was
The
just
one that
called
I'm
Hitman.
saying controls like shit.
Oh, okay. That game is a piece of shit. But it was...
It was fun and it was
It was-
good,
dude,
but I
it's-
don't think that game is something that Square Enix should
Dude.
be proud of.
I murdered Santa Claus with an axe.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Okay? That game is fun. It's a piece of shit.
I really like that game.
Are you confirming or denying it's a piece of shit?
It's not a piece of shit.
Okay, Chris, you're wrong.
It was
Council-
fun.
council
I
votes
definitely
you
say
out.
it's fun. I had a lot of fun. It
It
just,
controlled like ass.
If your
Controls are
goal
important.
is to play it like a shooter,
well, yeah.
it will be shit to you.
I'm a hitman. That's what I do.
But like,
You're playing the game wrong.
okay, you refunded, you
Anyway.
returned Red Dead.
Yeah.
Hitman and Red Dead play exactly the same.
They don't play exactly the same, but I get what you're saying. The intention of Hitman is not for it to be the kind of game that Red Dead wants you to be, but is sluggish about it. Hitman is a game about like, walking around, like setting up these elaborate kills and doing that shit, like messing with the environment, messing with the AI, that kind of thing. If you're getting in a gunfight, you're fucking up.
Okay, but
is the whole
it
thing of it.
purposely does the like the horror game thing, where it makes it harder for you to shoot things purely because they don't know how to make it feel good to do
Maybe,
things.
sure, but I guess my only argument,
They
my
want
only,
you to be a badass.
my only argument is that again, you're not supposed to be shooting things. Like the whole design.
But
of the,
even if you're going to be like mailing something, or
it just locks on you.
yeah, it just locks on because it doesn't let you. They don't have the
Sure.
deliberate controls to.
But yeah, my only point is that
Yes.
the Red Dead's entire gameplay loop is that it wants you to be shooting guys, but that feels like shit. Hitman
Doesn't want you to be shooting guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Whether you disagree with that or not, like that'll make it a bad game to you. If you want to be shooting guys and this
Well,
game
yeah,
is-
no, like 90% of the things you find around the map aren't guns. So shooting
Yeah, they're
is
fucking
not the
propane
idea.
tanks that you can huck at someone and yell football and they'll be like, I know karate! And get hit in the face.
I love the idea that, like, in Hitman, like, all of these items that are scattered around are just propane tanks.
Yes.
Like, it replaces every other melee weapon in it. So, like,
People are like going around with propane tanks in
Yeah.
their hands drinking.
okay, I get it. I see where you're rolling
Yeah.
down the street.
But yeah, I understand why
Beat.
someone wouldn't like Hitman. I don't think it's fair to call it an objectively bad game.
Okay. And what else has Square Enix done aside from Hitman? Because that one did do really well
Oh.
for them.
Just Cause.
I guess 3 sold pretty well, right?
Must have.
Because 4
I guess the PC version was fine.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It was only the console version that... And in its defense, it only dropped frames when there was an explosion.
And if something wasn't blowing up, you're not playing the game properly. So,
But God, it's only when there's an explosion.
look, okay, the frame rate only drops when you're playing it. Okay, Forza's frame rate only drops when you're driving. Call of Duty's frame rate only drops when you're shooting. It's fine.
Yeah, the people who defend Just Cause 3 probably need to be...
Lined up, tied together, covered in mayonnaise.
Put onto an island by themselves.
Yeah, and every year we'll have a hunt. Anyways, next story, Chris.
That's a story for another time. I'll tell you when the podcast is over why that's funny.
Next story. Activision Blizzard disappointed in Destiny 2 Forsaken sales.
What? No. Are you kidding me? The company that can never have enough money is disappointed that it didn't make a lot of money?
But it's like, surprise! You pulled the exact same shit you did with the last game, releasing a decent-ish foundation with no end game, and then 2 disappointing DLCs, and then, oh, look, we fixed everything with this massive paid DLC, and you did that a second time in a row. Oh, weird, people didn't fall for it again, for the most part.
What? Yeah, the only people playing Destiny at this point are...
Fucking idiots.
Are people that enjoy the loop that Destiny provides. Like, same people playing Diablo 3 still have to really like that gameplay loop.
Yep.
I don't find that a compelling enough loop for me to continuously grind that game, finding loot that is meaningless and doesn't do... Like,
they don't have repeatable...
The shooting is good enough to draw me in to keep shooting for only so long.
I was going to say, but it's like an unhealthy amount of, oh, I still got the bad shit. Oh, I still got the bad shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I still got
in
the
fact,
bad
when
shit.
Destiny 2 launched, it was easier to get all of the cool stuff in the game than it is now. I've played more Forsaken than I did base Destiny 2, and I have seen a fraction of the stuff that I've seen before. Yeah. Like it's hidden behind
even
randomization.
Remember, because they added the list, and you can go back and craft all the shit, and it's like, but I still don't have it.
And if I look at my list, it's like, here's all the vanilla ones, and the first 2 expansions, like, I've almost completed all of these. And then I look at Forsaken, I've gotten like 2 new things.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's a problem.
Well,
getting the loot isn't fun. It's random.
It's so bad that, like, you would think even with the new DLC, you would be able to replace a gun like whatever the assault rifle is that we've brought through.
Yeah.
It's like, I've masterworked it because I haven't found anything better.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
I'm continuously using the same things because it's not giving me shit worth my ass.
I'm sure there's a better assault rifle out there. I'll never find it. So.
Yeah.
Well, and they're so skimpy with the masterwork cores they give you as well to actually be able to bring something up to snuff or infuse. They made that requirement for infusion of these masterwork cores. So that's kind of some bullshit.
And now I'm at a point where, like, no matter what they do next, if I buy it, it'll be purely because I want to see whatever cool story thing and big CGs. I'll buy it for the same reason I bought the Call of Duties if there was ever a campaign I intended to play. Like, there is no end game, and they will never have one. They have not had an end game
because they refuse to do randomized, repeatable content.
Yeah.
And they refuse to, like, completely let the reins off of power creep as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why Diablo 3 found some success, is because what was left of the Diablo team leaned into just... whatever, make everything more powerful and, like, just...
explode everything in dungeons.
Yeah.
A frame rate can't keep up, fuck it. Push it even further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there constant meteors?
Anyway, they're disappointed with sales, and they're
looking at more ways of monetizing
exactly,
the game.
yeah, they're looking at... so it's like, oh, we can't sell to new people, so we need to monetize the current people better.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Strict monetization. So they're going to add more microtransactions to the game. And already I
want to be excited for that.
Like, every time it beckoned me to go to test, I was like, you fuck yourself, Activision. And I am the first person to see something in a game, and it's like, well, it's only $100 to get this thing that I want. Sure, I'll fucking do it. But in Destiny, it didn't fucking do anything. It didn't mean anything. It was all, everyone's like, it's just cosmetics, it's fine. It's like, yeah, but it's shit cosmetics, too.
Yeah.
None of this is fun or interesting.
And I've gotten plenty of decent shit out of that, just like leveling up.
And to top it all off, it's my same fucking problem with Overwatch, is it's all random. Yeah. You can't directly buy the shit you want. That's why Fortnite wins.
That's why Warframe wins.
That's why Warframe wins. Because I can buy what the fuck I want. That's why they're going to get my money every time.
You don't need... Newsflash, you don't need to trick people into spending money. Compel them.
Yeah. Give me a fucking reason. I'm buying every Space Marine, Warhammer, fucking Battlestar, Space Gothica game on Steam, regardless of how shitty they are, because that is content that I want to see and experience. Yeah, exactly. I know what I'm getting, I'm buying them.
How long have we had this stance, though? It's for, like, 4 years at least. It's been
there was fucking Black Ops 2 came out, that Molten camo, and everybody's like, oh, it's not part of the season pass. I'm like, of course it's not. They want to make money, idiots. Why would they include it in the past? You're stupid if you thought it was going to be in the past, so fuck off.
Yeah.
And then it was like, hey, this thing is $2, and I want it, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to throw it on my fucking gun, because it looks cool and I want it. It wasn't behind a random wall of bullshit for me to get.
honestly, I would rather pay to directly get an item than work on the game's in-game random loot tables. I would pay for an exotic collection of things in Destiny 2 than their fucking in-game trash.
Like even like $100, like I know that's a lot to pay for something in a video game, but like if I want it, let me buy it. I will buy it. Guaranteed.
You get a lot of complaints about this, but here is a monetization thing I might actually be tempted to get behind if they did this in Destiny, an exotic pass, where it's like you pay them like $30 or $40 or something stupid like that, and it's like every week you get like guaranteed like 1 or 2 new exotics. Or something like
I would love that if they dropped while you were out exploring in the world.
Sure. But it's like, anytime...
Like a boost to exotic items, and it's going to have a safety net. Guarantees you 2 every week.
Would they take
and it's always going to be new
ones?
ones.
Make it a weekly thing.
Yeah, who knows? I will pay for paid boosts in games provided the base of the game is good enough for me to want to do that. Other ARPG that we might talk about in the future, Lost Ark, has because it's a free-to-play game, it has payment methods for you to get XP faster until you're max level. The Chinese version of Diablo has paid experience boosts. I would have put hundreds of dollars into those every season.
We need to make a mobile game to get money out of people. We can't just put free content out for Diablo 3 forever. You guys are so entitled and expecting us to just update this game forever. No, come on.
I gel with money. That.
Yeah.
If you let me level up super fast, Paragon levels as well.
Maybe if you gave us reasons to pay you.
I continuously boost characters in World of Warcraft. It's $75 per character. But I want to play the new thing at the big new level, so I'll fucking do it.
I was going to say, I don't gel exactly with that one yet.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
I'm sure I'd be fine.
And, you know, my justification for that is I play each of these characters as much as I'd play a normal $75 game. At least 2 hours.
Do you want to just jump right to that Korean thing?
Sure, yeah.
That Korean action RPG Lost Ark, I guess you've been telling me that there are hints that it might be getting an English localization.
Yeah, so anybody following ARPGs to one unhealthy degree has probably been following this for 3 or 4 years now. The first footage they showed off for this was before Reaper of Souls, I think. I can't remember the timeline anymore because I'm bad at time. But it looks like just a really cool Korean action MMO. It's been on my Reddit follow list, on my Twitter list for fucking ever. Praying that it's going to get an English patch or an North American release, and there is hints of it getting an English version eventually. And this seems like
the right time.
Yeah. And this is one of those games where it's like, here's your 1 to 50 with a cool, badass story, crazy abilities, a stupid amount of items that completely break the characters in, like, ridiculous ways. It's flashy as fuck, it's over the top, runs like a fucking dream, even over a VPN, correct? Connecting to Korean servers.
May or may not know from experience.
It is fucking fantastic. I've had no issues with it at all, aside from the ping from connecting to Korean servers. And, like, if this does get a North American release, I have a strong suspicion that it will completely replace any desire I have to play Diablo 3, much like Warhammer 3 is or Dawn of War 3, that's the acceptable term for it, is my RTS. Like, that's my RTS now, generally. And Lost Ark just seems like it's super promising. But yeah, the open beta started in Korea, so a ton of people I watch on Twitch have been playing it, because most of my Twitch subscriber base, that all the people I follow, were Diablo guys. Because I used to watch tons of Diablo content, so everybody that I like.
And now they're all looking for the next thing, because
Diablo's dead. Even if at this point, right now, they came out and said Diablo 4 is happening, fuck off, you're too late. I'll play it when it comes out, whatever, but it's not happening.
But you don't get any devotion.
No. You did what you were supposed to, not what we deserve more than that as people that are into this game.
Entitled.
So, yeah, I'm an entitled prick that continues to piss money away on your games. So,
same.
Me. But yeah, and the biggest thing that I liked about it was Diablo had the speed. Diablo's fast, Path of Exile is slow, Grim Dawn is slow, Torchlight is slow and shitty. This Lost Ark was just fast. It was aggressive.
It has a motorcycle.
It's made of glass
and
tubes. It was, it's fantastic. So I'll show you some footage of it after, because I don't think we ever talked about anything. I never mentioned it because I would have showed you and you'd been like, so when's it happening? I'm like, Korea. And you would have been like,
Oh.
we're moving to Korea.
I was gonna say, I still can't read it.
All right. But yeah, it's, hopefully it happens in North America, because I'm super hyped.
And
I don't know if it's going to be free to play or whatever, but I will pay
whatever. Yeah.
I'll pay whatever money they want for it.
So who makes it? Do you know?
Korea.
Yo, Korean Jesus.
Yes, Korean Jesus.
Make Lost Ark in American.
Yeah, hand it off to English Jesus.
American.
Hand it off to Randy Pitchford, English Jesus.
Yeah, English Jesus, Randy Pitchford, my adopted father.
Get him to adopt Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Um,
No, you can't adopt something if you're adopted. I adopted him as my father.
yes.
Those are the rules. You can't adopt.
Can you give him the rights to adopt?
No, I refuse.
Okay. All right, Randy Pitchford, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get Lost Ark over here without adopting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's there's not much to say for Lost Ark aside from it looks really cool.
Want to talk about things that
Piss me off, absolutely.
Sure. Well, I don't know if it'll piss you off because I don't know if you care anymore.
It's gonna.
Bethesda.
Oh god,
He's already triggered.
What else do they fuck up this time, Chris?
They have announced that they will continue to use the creation engine for both Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
I'm only gonna say that I'm not surprised.
It's the same engine they used for Fallout 4 and 76.
Where the physics is tied to the frame rate. Where
Oh, I know. I played the game.
And we can't make the
I'm
FOV
aware.
any bigger, guys, because it breaks the game.
Fallout 76 is an FOV slider on consoles
What? But not on PC.
in the beta. No, it has an FOV slider on everything.
But it only goes up to a certain.
I'm under the impression that the highest FOV was the default FOV for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So there is no FOV slider. You can just pull the camera in.
Well, yeah, it's like when they were replying, or they put a whole statement responding to people's requests from the beta, and it was pretty much a list of reasons why they're not going to take anyone's suggestions.
Are you kidding me? God Howard doesn't need the people. He is the leader of the Imperium.
We heard the Skyrim. I have a few bugs. Jokes, right?
Yeah, I remember the first time they acknowledged the Skyrim bug thing. I was like, oh, they get it. It's kind of funny. 33 in a row. No, your game's broken. Fix it. Fuck off. I'm not buying your games because they don't function. So, yeah, Bethesda can eat an asshole.
Creation engine, yay!
It's trash, and it's just the Gamebryo engine. Like it's
called the Creation engine now, but it's Gamebryo.
Like it's the
fucking
same
Gamebryo.
engine. Like
Since Fallout 3
at least
and
Call
Oblivion.
of Duty. Like when they're like. When somebody confronts them, like, yeah, you're using that Quake engine, like, yeah, we've modified it, but it's still that engine. Like, they're fucking honest.
And it fucking works.
Yep.
That's the difference. It's like, oh, you don't complain about Call of Duty. Like, you're complaining about Telltale and you're complaining about Bethesda, but you're not complaining about Activision Call of Duty. It's like, yeah, well, Call of Duty's... It works.
60 FPS.
I was going to say Call of Duty's base thing is 60 FPS. Like,
So-
they never
Although-
claimed to be anything other than
I
that,
guess,
so.
to one step back, two steps forward, Call of Duty is not a stable 60
No.
FPS on Xbox One or
Not
PS4,
anymore.
the original models. But fuck those machines. Those are old. Buy the new one. Move on.
But fuck those machines.
Yeah, you don't you don't get to complain about performance like that when you're using the older machines now. Anyways, sorry, that was needless.
Y'all know, remember Prima Games?
No.
They make guidebooks?
Yes.
Prima guides?
Yeah.
They're going away.
Oh well.
That's the story.
Guidebooks can't exist in this world. No game launches and doesn't change.
There's that. And I know the obvious other answer is, like, I'll just Google it. Have you tried Googling anything for a game these days?
You don't Google it, YouTube walkthroughs.
And that's what fucking drives me nuts. I don't want to have to skip through 60% of someone's video to get to the thing that I need.
Here's the difference between you and me, Chris. If I get stuck on something and it isn't
You
working,
quit the game.
I uninstall the game.
Yeah.
It can eat my asshole. But yeah, Prima Games is dead.
I was going to say,
Okay.
Whatever.
I've
I sit in the middle between you two, apparently.
The only
Just
time-
vibe I just got, I'm in the middle somewhere.
The only time I ever go to my way to get collectibles is when they give me a way to find the collectibles.
Yeah.
The only time I ever is super stuck on a puzzle is when I'm just fucking retarded. I'm like, I don't understand this. This is beyond me. Or B, the game is designed and the puzzle is fucking it uses something you've never used before.
The types of things I tend to try and look up are very rarely like solutions to things or like where is a thing. It's more like I found a thing. what is it? Like, what does this do? You know what I mean? Like, what is this mechanic? I don't feel like it explained to me very well. And
just throw it in your bag and find out later.
Yeah, it's like I Google it and it's like
it's glowing now. I can
half the time, like more than half the time, I Google what this item is. The game explains it to me like 10 minutes after I've Googled it.
Yeah, that's also true. But it'll be like, I'll Google Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What do I do with the bees? And then I'll get like a YouTube or a link to some article that's like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. : like something. Oh, bees found on this page. It's like, okay, cool. And then there'll be like an ad at the bottom of the page. It's like, want to pick up beekeeping? And it's like, fuck you, Google.
Opens up malware that just has bees come out of your fucking computer. Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, I haven't purchased a guidebook with the intention of using it in a long fucking time.
Honestly, same.
Yeah,
I'm just lamenting the non-existence of this now because I feel like the methods for discovery of information are getting worse. Because all these search engines are becoming more and more
censored.
In some cases censored. In some cases, it's mostly like they're just pushing up bogus information because it's
don't
advertising.
say that word in my presence again, please.
We did some checking on Google and Bing.
Yeah,
censored as fuck.
Cool.
Yeah.
Bing is not censored.
No, Bing doesn't give a fuck. Bing does not care.
Nope.
Turned safe search off on Google Images and typed in...
and look up cock guillotine.
Nope, that's weird. Typed in my gal, Hitomi Tanaka. Check her out on Twitch. She plays Mario Kart and Fortnite. It's got 2 really compelling reasons to check out her content. Google her on Google. Shows off her very elegant form. All clothed and pretty and such. Google her on Bing. Dicks.
Google her on Bing.
Yeah. Dicks, boobs, Google.
Battlestar
everywhere.
Galactica.
Yeah.
I would watch Battlestar Galactica if it were just dicks and boobs.
Yeah. Mostly dicks, though.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Hard pass.
Anyways, Korean Jesus.
Korean Jesus busy.
Yep.
Korean shit.
Is there any other news?
Yep. So
you
that
said
whole...
that in a way.
Hmm?
You said that in a way.
In a way.
Oh.
You mad, bro?
Yeah.
Punch the mic.
Have you met me? So that whole Diablo Immortal thing
No.
was just the start.
No.
So
Diablo 4 is a mobile game.
So I'm kind of excited about this. Okay, you go ahead and I'll tell you why I'm excited.
So it was in like, I guess during BlizzCon or after BlizzCon or...
It was during one of the panels after.
One of the panels. Do you know the name of the guy who said this? He's next to Wyatt Chang at the...
Yeah, he's like one of the founders, one of the co-founders.
So, and I quote, "Many of us over the last few years have shifted from playing primarily desktop to playing many hours on mobile. We have many of our best developers now working on new mobile titles across all of our IPs."
That's mighty presumptuous, saying that good developers. Got him! Anyways, so let's start with the negatives here. Video games are dead. Blizzard's dying.
Well, yeah, like they have every right to do this if they want to. I don't think it's a good idea because I think this is a really easy way to destroy any fandom they might have.
Their stocks have dropped 20% since that announcement.
The people that...
20%.
Understandably.
The people that made them what they are PC players.
Yeah.
And I understand if you want to do some mobile project. Expansion usually requires expanding, not diverting resources. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can understand hiring new teams to make mobile games or whatever. It's like, yeah, because we want to explore this. We want to expand our offerings, you know?
That's what they did for Diablo. Third-party studio.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
With the exception of there's no Diablo 4.
That we know of.
There's no Diablo 4.
Well, and here's the thing, like... Everybody's like, oh, they just didn't announce. Like, do you think at this point they would have fucking announced it if they could save their ass? Or are they that far Rockstar of the people? I fucking hate Rockstar as a video game company. Where they're just like, fuck them. We're not going to tell them about Diablo.
Or is it going to be like, fuck them, it's cancelled?
Why, Joe?
Yeah.
Why do you hate Rockstar?
Rockstar is just filled with people that... If they design a game and it's like, you play our game in our way or you don't play, and it's like, well, then I'm not playing it. And they're like, oh... There's a little bit less people playing. We gotta monetize and suck the dick of everybody that is playing. It's like, oh, wow, everybody's just sucking each other's dick. GTA 5 Online is a shit show.
2018, everybody's just sucking each other's dicks.
I remember when the game industry had integrity. They weren't sucking each other off. No, the gaming industry never had integrity. And the people that played never meant anything either. I make it sound like I'm just really angry about developers. Everybody that plays video games sucks as well. So there's also that. But yeah.
I mean, I suck, just not the dick part. Oh, sorry, you're right. Actually, I do, sometimes. It's an occasional hobby.
So, Blizzard, making a lot of phone games. That's really going to suck if it's going to put a big dent in their development process of Diablo 4, which we already know. What was it, 10 years between 2 and 3? So we're 5 years after the start of 3. Got 5 more to go until 4 is announced.
6 years.
6 years? Between
Diablo 3 came out in 2012.
He's right.
Oh, it's been 6 years since it came out.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so 4 more years until Diablo 4 at the earliest.
Okay, wait. So what is Immortals going to play like? Or Immortal, sorry, whatever the title.
You can actually download their other game that plays exactly the way Immortals will. It's the same interface and everything.
What do you do in it?
It's an action RPG.
Well, so they have 2 games.
Action
I guess they're both
RPG or a hack and slash?
As far as I'm
There's the
aware.
Crusaders
Is it
of
hack and
Light.
slash?
You're not really hacking, but you are slashing. Like you don't. Okay, so
Is it Diablo 3?
let me
just on
English
my
that.
phone?
No, not at all. You are not surrounded by hundreds of enemies. You're surrounded by 5 or 6 enemies because it's a phone.
Okay.
The frame rate is about 20 because it's a phone. I'm sure there's going to be ways to optimize and make it look better. All of the footage they showed off, none of that was above 30 FPS. None of it was. And obviously they're still in the early stages. Half the art they showed off was concept art. This game isn't even remotely close
So why
to
would
being
they even
done.
want to show it?
That's the thing that blows my mind is this thing is easily 2 years away. Like, there's no fucking way this thing's going to happen that fast. Which means Diablo 4 is that much further away.
Well, I mean, like, unless they've been working on this for a while and they're finally just ready to say, hey, by the way, mobile game.
Who knows?
But that wasn't the announcement they made. It wasn't, hey, by the way, mobile game. It was, guys, we are pleased to introduce the next chapter, the next major installment, the future of Diablo.
Yeah.
How does that follow in the story?
It's between 2 and 3. It's interesting stuff that I
You don't play Diablo for the story?
Yeah, anybody that plays Diablo for the story is playing the wrong fucking franchise for a story.
Diablo 2 was great for the story.
Stay a while and listen.
Yeah, it had a good story. Diablo 3, they pissed it away, though.
Oh, I saw. I didn't know what happened. All of a sudden, the girl turned into Diablo, and I was like,
Yeah.
Look! More hidden footprints!
There's hidden footprints, hidden cock
true.
prints, asthma dams.
"That's true."
Madame asthma.
Was there some donkey dick going around?
Donkey dick, big floppy donkey dick. So let's assume that Blizzard is moving a lot of their resources to making mobile games. What's going to happen to their other games? Overwatch doesn't get content. Here's the Storm gets heroes and stuff here
Isn't
and there.
there a new
But
Hearthstone
hero
gets
finally?
cards.
So,
Nothing is going to happen to Blizzard.
well, you think about it, though. This isn't just a sudden shift. What if the reason those other games don't get content is because they've been gearing towards mobile this whole
If
time?
Overwatch came out 7 years ago, it would have been the same shit show of content. Guaranteed.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, look at their
And maybe
other
it's all for
games.
the best. Maybe it's best. They just move to mobile. Chinese people can eat it up. Everyone else just severs the ties with Blizzard and moves on with their lives.
As somebody who's been playing Blizzard games, as a single mother, as somebody who's been playing Blizzard games for a long fucking time, not nearly as long as some people, I'll
Amen,
say
brother.
that for sure.
I'm playing some
I was
StarCraft.
I was frustrated enough when they're like, yeah, we're going back to consoles with Diablo and stuff. I'm like, okay, so you're going to stop giving the PC version content, and as soon as it came to consoles, the PC content started to slow down. And they're like, yeah, Switch version coming out. Immediately when they announced that, I'm like, okay, so there's no way in hell anything's going to happen for Diablo. Lo and behold, mobile version is announced. And I was like, okay, so Diablo is fucking dead. Regardless as to whether Diablo 4 happens or not, the majority of the people working at Blizzard seem to be so fucking disconnected with the people that play their fucking games. It took them 2 years to get Diablo 3 working. They had to redo the entire thing and release another expansion. Then they had to fix that stuff that they fucked up through seasons and seasons of balancing. It took them... I remember when we were crying for seasons to fucking happen. It took them years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took fucking forever for them to get anything in any working state.
What was it? Like, actually, like 3 years after...
It seemed to be
Was it
fucking
3?
a long time. We've had 2 years of seasons now, so maybe a year. Maybe a year and a half. Regardless, so that's the Diablo team. Overwatch team. No fucking content. That game gets 2 new maps and like 3 new heroes every year, and some balance passes. Stop trying to balance your fucking game. It's never gonna work. You're always gonna have shit that's broken. Focus on making things better.
More characters that stun lock you.
Yeah. Maybe listen to your community that's upset about it, but they don't care about the community because the competitive players
Well, because
are all
the
they listen to.
community is half people going, "Hey, this could be better," and the other half going, "No, it's fine. You're just entitled. Shut up."
Yeah. They're never going to appease everybody. So then on to the next franchise. StarCraft's dead. Next franchise, Heroes of the Storm. Few character reworks.
They were pumping out shit like this time last year.
They do it far faster than Overwatch does, and they're still doing it faster than Overwatch does, and I commend them for that. Good job. Too slow. Your game's completely free, but you're getting a lot of money. What is happening? The What's New section for Here's the Storm, they talked about the new character for a bit, and they talked about how they're planning to rework the matchmaking. Like, there's a lot of reworks coming for Here's the Storm. They talked about more stuff with the Here's the Storm thing than I've seen in Overwatch's entire life cycle. Over 45 minutes. Hearthstone gets some new cards, whatever. Trolls look really cool. I never play Hearthstone. It's just money for them.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is the only one getting any fucking attention, any love, any care.
Yeah.
And if they announce a phone game for World of Warcraft,
Pet battles,
I will be so fucking happy. Just make it happen. Just do it.
What they need to
make pet battles into a phone game.
Yeah.
That's the best Pokemon game in existence.
What they need to do is stuff like that synergizes with the main game and actually links in. It's like, oh, the thing that you don't want to be doing in the main game while you're playing it, or a thing that you can't do, here you can be doing this on your phone when you're not at the game.
Yeah.
And that contributes to the game. Imagine if Diablo did something like that. Or
if Diablo had a thing where...
you could tap on the screen to earn resources.
Yeah, so you're not at home, but you're inside. Okay, so here's one I just thought is free for you, Blizzard. You have your little starting town that everybody goes to because all your other places suck, and you're just setting up little defenses and stuff, and as it gets defended and shit's popping off and things, like a little tower defense thing, your character's getting arrested bonus, you get bonus XP when you come back into the game. Boom. $1 million idea. Like, there's so many little things they can do rather than just putting the whole fucking thing onto phones.
Yeah, because putting the whole fucking thing onto phones, it's a phone.
Wyatt. Man, I love you, Wyatt. Why you gotta be like this? I hate how you're the guy I have to hate now. He's like, yeah, it's really intuitive to play on a phone. And I picked up my phone. I'm holding it sideways right now for the viewers at home. And I was like, nope, that's not intuitive to play. And I put it down. It doesn't matter how you make it feel. It's a fucking touch screen. It can't be good. Pet battles, though.
Yeah.
Pet battles on the phone. I'll pay money for it.
There are certain game concepts that are really strong on phones.
Yeah.
You can't take, generally, an existing idea and make it work. Like, yes, you can play Fortnite on your phone.
But why? The people who play Fortnite on the phone are the people
It's like either they have no other option or they don't know any better.
Yes.
I was going to say, and they're 12 years old.
Yeah. I was going to say, generally, like, the audience for Fortnite on the phone is, like...
Kid's nice one.
I don't have access to the PlayStation right now. I will play it on my phone. Or I'm at school. I'm going to play it on my phone for a bit. Or some dude on... I can't even imagine someone on the bus on the way to work or something boots up Fortnite on your phone. Yeah, because that's going to be an experience that you're going to want to fucking have.
Well, and I mean, also, it's going to destroy your data, right?
Yeah. And who am I to judge? People still play PUBG, so they're out there.
Maybe the problem is that we should just kill ourselves.
Okay, I'm down.
No.
Alice isn't down yet, but when we dropped him...
Not me.
Alice is going to join the heresy.
Nah, I like...
I would punch Horace in the face. Fuck you, Horace.
I like living
what are you,
exactly
8 feet tall?
I like living exactly enough not to kill myself today.
Alright. Podcast over.
I still have more stories, though. Do you guys want to continue to be positive about Blizzard? Because apparently in Warcraft 3 Reforged, Blizzard says they're, quote, modernizing the character models to have less cleavage.
They're removing some of Jaina's cleavage in Warcraft.
What?
Yeah. You had the same reaction I had.
She doesn't have enough!
Exact Same reaction.
Move on.
So
Do you remember that
I'm
video
not-
of Jeff Gerstmann
I'm
going
upset now.
bigger,
yeah,
bigger,
and it just kept zooming in on his face.
Okay,
bigger?
hold on. So are they going to reduce breast size, increase ass size?
That's Blizzard.
That seems to be the Blizzard.
That's one thing Blizzard has right.
All right.
Okay, so
Well, we don't know that they're doing that.
Let's-
we can just assume.
back up for 1 sec. I just want to respect the team, the guy, whatever it was. So Alex Straza, sick, gnarly skateboarder, one of the best characters in World of
It
Warcraft.
sounds like a skateboarder.
It does. It really does. She had a very slender physique.
But you never thought of that until I said that?
No one has. You're the only one.
I thought you were talking about a character named Alex Straza. Shaka.
So, a very, very cool looking character. Didn't have a lot going on in World of Warcraft. Then they brought her into Heroes of the Storm.
And now she down with that thickness.
She is. She's so
Hmm.
thick. It's absolutely fucking insane. I thought Blizzard was onto something for a bit. I thought they were doing it.
I mean, not really. 'Cause
The
their-
Heroes
their-
team is.
I mean, their poster child isn't all that thick, so...
Fuck off, Tracer. There wasn't really anybody like that in...
May. May's pretty thick.
May's pretty thick.
There's a skin you can add that makes her not thick.
Yeah, that should be deleted from the game.
I can't believe that's even a thing.
That skin's
Her
a
whole
lie.
thing is being thick. Why
Yeah.
would you take that away?
Fucking trash. Everyone's like, she's wearing a parka. I'm like, I hope that thing's thin as fuck. And that's just all May. But anyways, yeah, so they're reducing some of the cleavage on some of the character models. One of the modders that made stuff for the original Warcraft that's planning to make stuff for this is already like,
I've got your back.
hold on, boys. I'll fix it. So,
Okay, wait, are
He's
they gonna
a fix wolves.
he's gonna fix wolves.
Are they gonna add stuff to what's her face, Sylvanas? Because she's like flat as a board. So
It's weird. Her character model in the cutscenes and in the game is far more curvy than in the CG. In most of the poster art and stuff. I don't think I have any of her. Oh, that made my head spin. Then most of the poster stuff, like her character model in those cutscenes is like what I want her character to just always look like. And it's weird, the detachment from that. But yeah, I who knows what they're going to do for her character.
you know what? I know what it is. It's because she's a former elf.
Yeah, well,
And they're all dainty.
Well, because
so.
she was a blood elf. But I don't know. You look at Alira and like, yeah, she's a blood elf, but she got some stuff going on there.
I mean,
like-
blood elves are just sluts. So
Yeah. Well, Alira is Sylvanas' sister, so they're very similar design.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that.
Are blood elves like vampires? So they drink
No.
blood?
No,
They're
they're
just
not at all.
sluts.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
all
sluts.
sluts.
So I was gonna say it's like if they drink blood, it's
Like I'm gonna be
they
that
switch
guy.
to a carnivore diet.
I'm gonna be that guy that makes like the most scantily clad
Slut
blood
mog.
elf possible. I'm definitely doing that.
I that's all I do on my Draenei. Like I'm a warrior with like 2 big weapons, slut mog.
Cool.
That's why you should play WoW with us. Represent.
no, I'm
Some
congested as shit.
I thought that's where you were going.
No.
And I was so excited. I was gonna be like, yeah, thug life.
some better news. Not really news, but just
Uh-oh.
kind of I don't know, just some chitter chatter.
Just kind of news.
Blizzard's resigning.
The Battlefield 5 early launch and community reaction's been pretty positive so far.
Like the most positive I've seen anybody.
Like, it
for
works.
anything in a while.
Like
Yeah,
the game works, it functions. So we already have that over Battlefield 4.
and one had a rough start.
You
Not
know more
three,
about
though.
the
3 was pretty good.
3 was great.
you know more about the community reactions than I would.
Yeah, so everybody that I follow that kind of does the Battlefield thing, Jack Frags, Westy, even Force. What's his whole username? I guess he just goes by Force on YouTube. I used to do StarCraft stuff all the time, then Blizzard things, and then expanded into MMOs and stuff. But even he is like, Battlefield's pretty good. Like he hasn't. I don't think he generally plays shooters that much, like aside from Blackout, which everybody's playing now. But yeah, everybody has been like,
It's not a shooter.
no, everybody is Flashbang Simulator. Everybody that's played Battlefield 5
That's
has
not
been like,
funny. That's offensive.
well, as soon as you get hit by it,
It boots up Skyrim.
It boots up the Skyrim executable, yeah. I'm glad that
just
meme.
Alt F4 immediately.
Alt F4, boot up anything else, and you'll have more fun. But yeah, people are pretty excited. Performance for Battlefield doesn't seem amazing, because it is a CPU-bound game. Battlefield 1 had performance issues, so it dipped down to like 70 and like combat
am I gonna have
stuff.
issues?
No, not on your CPU.
Okay, cool.
I don't think any of us will have issues on our CPUs, but generally just as a warning to anybody with an i3, an old i5, whatever, even an old i7 at this point, it's gonna tank on your CPU, drop down some settings.
So, can we play it at 70 or above?
Yeah. Well,
That's
and we'll do
amazing.
what we did with the beta, just drop it all down to normal high rather than ultra, because there's almost no noticeable difference between the two, aside from a performance gain. So, yeah, the game looks good. But yeah, people have been saying that the weapons, since the beta, have been incredibly well balanced.
Like, the STG isn't the most amazing thing.
The SGU was only broken because of netcode stuff.
Right.
Right. As far as I'm aware of. And lack of recoil. So they increased the recoil a bit. Increased damage drop-off a bit, so it's not a laser beam at all ranges. And the netcode is presumably getting better and better.
Can I still run around and revive people?
Not the way you did in Battlefield 3.
Can I inject them with a life needle?
I think that's how it's going to work. You're going to inject them, and then you're going to throw down a medic pack. But you are going to have to go and get more medic packs.
Ew.
Yeah. So, keep that in mind.
Why?
I mean, that could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
then that'll force medics to have to leave the battlefield to
Yeah,
go
so
get
the
shit,
biggest
so that they're
reason-
not just standing by...
Yeah, the biggest reason they did it was because you could essentially survive on 7 tickets and just hold a zone. And that, while that was fun and cool, it stopped being fun and cool on your 30th time playing that map. It was like, just let it end. You've lost, you're hanging on by nothing.
So I need to save my revives for y'all fools.
So you should be able to revive infinitely. But the
Okay.
medic boxes you throw down that give health over time, those I think you're going to have to limit
Do those
amounts.
will those stick around at least? Like, after-
Until they're destroyed, I think.
Okay.
Is
Or
it,
a set
is it
amount
not
of
a time limit?
It might be a set amount of time. It might be like 2 minutes or something. But yeah,
Which is a long
regardless,
time.
they don't want people having infinite health because they want you to feel like you're
You're a
should-
dead soldier.
You shouldn't feel like you're fighting against 300 people when it's only 20. And having unlimited medic stuff felt like you're fighting 300 people instead of 20. Same with the infinite ammo stuff. They want your position to eventually get overrun. And that was one of the coolest things about the Battlefield 5 beta is that map that we played where they were pushing up the snowy hill and we were like raining down like suppressive fire and snipers were picking people off in the bushes and stuff. It very much felt like we can only hold this for so long because of resources. So we got to do the best that we can to hold them for that long. And they didn't push past us, thankfully, but we were down to tooth and nail. And that's one thing that I really like about the way Battlefield 5 feels, is you don't feel like you're an infinite god, but you feel like one hell of a squad when you're working with your teammates.
Don't feel like a god. Feel more like a squad.
Kanye, you can have that one for free.
But only after you fix wolves.
And only if you perform that song with Randy Pitchford.
yeah.
So
He'll be your hype man.
So the thing that is the most exciting about it is all of the maps. There's a lot of maps in it at launch, like 10 maps or so, which is more than Battlefield's had since Bad Company 2.
Operation Firestorm?
This
Making a comeback?
who knows what they're going to bring back. I have a strong suspicion this game is going to be dead in a few months because it's a scapegoat. I'm still convinced that theory is correct. And they're going to put this game out. It's going to get free content for a while. It's not going to make a lot of money. And they're going to kill it before Anthem comes out. Regardless, I think the game that is there, assuming people are still playing it, is going to remain entertaining for the time to be, like the time coming. All of the maps look
Pretty great.
they look gorgeous. It looks like Battlefield 1.
Looks
which
like
was
money.
gorgeous. Looks like Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like those that's next gen Frostbite. Doesn't look like Battlefield 4 anymore. That's old stuff. When you see them side by side, it's like, no, this is a new generation for Frostbite.
Is there any co-op content in the game at all?
They did talk about co-op a long time ago. I'm under the impression that they are just hoping people have forgotten they talked about that because it's not happening.
Okay.
There was going to be like a co-op mode where you drop in like behind enemy lines and you're stealthing around and stuff.
Because that's the kind of stuff that would be nice to have when the game dies.
Yeah. Although I'm under. if the community feedback is super positive at launch, the game will not die for a long time. Like Bad Company 2 still has a shit ton of players. People loved it at launch.
Yeah,
Battlefield 3,
Battlefield 3 matches.
Battlefield 3 shit ton of players. Battlefield 4 is harder to find games. Not the best response.
Bet Hardline's booming.
Hardline is dead. Actually, there's still 2 servers running for Hardline. It doesn't matter what game it is, what Battlefield it is, there are still people playing it. That's something that kind of blows my mind. And I think Battlefield 4 started to do really well because they realized they fucked up with the monetization, and Battlefield 1 as well. They started releasing those map packs for free. Community gets bigger and bigger. I think that's why Battlefield 3 still has a decent amount of players.
Was there... I had really no awareness. Was it just the concept people were against, or was Hardline just, like, fucked up? Like, did it have a bad launch?
Yeah, it wasn't Battlefield to the world. Which, when you play that game, it was Battlefield as fuck. It was a war zone in a city.
So was it just a perception thing?
Yeah, people are like, it's cops and robbers, it's not Battlefield
So
anymore.
it functioned, it had all the features?
It was exactly the fucking
It played like a
thing.
Battlefield game.
Yeah. There just wasn't
looked
tanks.
like it. There were no tanks, thank God.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Yeah,
you could just
I thought the concept
ride
was
police
cool.
cars and police bikes and launch yourself off buildings and shit like you can in every
Yeah,
other
there
Battlefield game,
was one map out in the bog that me, Miles, and Rick played. Like, it had a...
Sniper galore, man.
Yeah, there were snipers. There was that LMG on the back of the... So, like, let me paint you a picture. It's this disgusting bog, and I don't know what the objective of the map is. I think it was a conquest thing. We were holding points. And we pulled this fucking truck up beside one of the buildings as we're capturing the point, and Miles is like... The building was like a gas station, and it had the 2 gas point things, whatever those are called, gas pumps outside. And there was a long stretch of dirt road, and then there was bog, like almost as far as you could see with trees and stuff dotted about. Gators. None of that, sadly. But we pulled up and, like, Rick got out and jumped on the back of the LMG, and Miles was sitting inside with, like, a sniper rifle in the window, and, like, the lighting was amazing. The way the blinds were set up, like, it was hard to see. It was like we were ready for war. And, like, this truck, like, pulled up outside, and Rick, like, kind of... I brought the truck a bit forward for Rick, so we started unloading. Miles was, like, picking off guys in the distance, jumped out with an assault rifle and started, like, gunning people down and stuff. And we beat them, thankfully. Lost a lot of health, and it gave me that Battlefield feel where it's like, hell yeah, as a squad, we just did the Battlefield. It was so good.
Do you think
Battlefield 5, our whole time playing it felt like that. The whole time.
all right,
You know,
that
actually,
has me hopeful.
Honestly, I think it's the first Battlefield game that I haven't like been super mad at either.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
There was no point in the beta where I was like, that was a bullshit kill. Like, I know, like, obviously there was packet loss and things going on.
and
I was
that
like,
will
oh,
happen.
all of a sudden died to an SCG for no reason.
like, the snow map was really cool. When we started playing on Rotterdam, it was like, this is it.
Yo.
This is Battlefield. There was
That's a really good map.
we had a random squad, so there was 3 other people. Two people and another dude running around on the bottom floor. We were holding, like, the side, this big building with windows all over it, and there was the canal in the middle, and there was a little bridge, and they were trying to, like, cross the bridge, so they were, like, laying heavy suppressive fire. I just remembered the best thing. I'll mention it after. Like, laying heavy suppressive fire from the windows, like, unloading on people, and we're, like, throwing down ammo. And then a fucking, like, tank shell hits the side of the building, just brings the whole, like, side of the building down.
Revolution.
And that's the thing, is, like, there is big Levolution events that change the way the map feels in this game.
But they brought back the minor destruction.
There's minor destruction again, and it's amazing. But yeah, coolest thing, what was the biggest thing? Battlefield 1 was missing. Shoulder-mounted rockets. Finally, we have rocket launchers back. We can take out fucking Sky bullshit. The first thing Jack Frags did his video on, he opened it up, he's like, guys, Battlefield's back. The guy aimed up with a rocket and took a plane out of the sky with it. He's like, you have no idea how happy I am. And I'm like, it's here. Like, this is it.
So,
I'm probably overhyping the
back
game.
to Hardline for a sec. Though.
Yeah.
I have nothing to go on here,
Okay.
but I just kind of had a thought. Do you think the reason that game got buried was because of like the media?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there was like a anti-police sentiment that
Oh.
buried that game?
No, the thing that doesn't surprise that I would have gone for is so they released that game and a few people were like, "Oh man, that's not Battlefield. We don't want that." And the media's like, "People are angry and hate this game. It's gonna suck. Battlefield's dead."
Okay.
Similar to a little Diablo thing we are going on here too. So I'm under the impression that the media perpetuated. Is that the word?
Yeah.
It took this idea and ran with it.
I guess I could see
blew
that.
it up.
But yeah, I guess
I don't think they were. If it was now, absolutely that would have happened.
How long ago was Hardline? Because I don't know. I feel like this sort of shit's been going on since like 2013.
2011?
No. That
When
was
did the PS4 launch?
13. So in the year after
2014.
2014?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like that was maybe during some of that stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember seeing any of that, but I
Is it
wasn't
only
following
4
it.
years ago that game came out? Seriously?
Yeah, probably.
No, that doesn't sound
Because
right.
Battlefront was the year after. That was 2015. I remember that. 2016 would have been Battlefield 1. Because last year, 2017, was Battlefront 2. Battlefield 4
It just seems like...
was 2013.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
And then Hardline was the year later.
Was it?
2015 in March.
Oh, it was...
It was
That's
delayed.
Right. So you had Battlefield Hardline and Star Wars Battlefront in the same fucking year.
It,
Both
do-
of those monumental flops. One of them amazing.
it was only 3 years ago we were playing that game?
You, me, and Rick.
Oh my god.
I thought we haven't seen Rick for a lifetime.
Yeah.
It's only been about 2.5 years.
Wow, that's crazy. that blows my mind. I thought it was like a 2011 game. I thought it's been like 7 years since I played that game.
2011, that's like Skyrim.
Yeah.
True.
One was Bioshock and
Wow,
last
we
one was
really
2012.
played.
What, 12?
We really
no,
played
2013.
Hardline on the PlayStation
2013.
4 then. I thought it was a PlayStation 3 game.
It was available on the
No, I know,
PS3,
but I'm saying like I thought it was like a.
Yeah, because it was Battlefield 3, then 4, then Hardline.
They were still making
That's right, I forgot that.
PS3 versions of Battlefield games in 2015.
I can only pray that the next systems drop and they immediately drop support for the previous. It won't happen, but I want them to drop support for the previous systems because you have things like Destiny where it's like the only reason this game had the issues that it had, theoretically, was because it was on previous gen systems. Then Destiny 2 came out at 30 FPS as well, and it came my asshole. No game should ever be 30 FPS. There's no excuse.
Next story.
Your visuals aren't good enough to justify it.
So there were rumors about it for a while, but I guess Microsoft has officially acquired both Obsidian and I hadn't heard about this part, but also In Exile Entertainment.
Who are they?
I think they worked with Obsidian on some stuff.
Okay.
Or were they the guys that originally did Fallout? That might be them.
Oh,
The original
shit.
Fallout guys, maybe. Maybe I should Google that
Yeah.
right now so that I'm not.
Yeah, so I'm kind of upset that they got Obsidian because Obsidian has made two of my favorite RPGs over the past few years completely
Don't
kickstarted.
tell me to fucking In Exile's website, you cunt.
Man, if those games had co-op, Pillars of Eternity,
I only played that briefly, but I remember enjoying my experience.
first game and the second game,
Okay.
absolutely amazing.
An American video game developer that specializes in role-playing video games. The company was formed in 2002.
That would not have been original Fallout. though. This is made
Games
the
games
people
developed.
they did.
Bard's Tale, Fantastic Contraption, Line Rider 2, Choplifter, Wasteland 2. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
those guys.
Torment, Tides of Numenera.
That's really
Wasteland
good.
3 is coming.
Wasteland 2 is good and Tides of Numenera is really good as well.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Like, I guess good for Microsoft. Like, they're making more acquisitions. They better nurture these people. Like, they better not...
they better not stop them from making some of the best RPGs I fucking played.
Because
on
Microsoft
PC.
used to have a reputation similar to EA of acquiring and absorbing these companies and it going nowhere good. Like,
If Pillars of Eternity is announced for like Xbox and gets a shitty PC port, that's one. If Blizzard never makes a Diablo 4, that's two. And if Borderlands 3 ever happens, that's three. I'll stop playing video games.
if Borderlands 3 happens,
Yeah.
that's almost guaranteed to happen.
That's one.
Diablo 4 is almost guaranteed to happen.
So what you're saying is if
I hope that one happens.
you said if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen. I might have said does, meant doesn't.
if Borderlands 3 comes out, you're done playing video games.
If all of those three happen, I'm
Okay,
done.
well two of them have happened, right? Because do you think Diablo 4 is actually going to be a thing?
I hope so.
But do you really though?
Does it count if they make another Diablo game and it's not called 4?
On PC, yeah.
Okay. What if it's just a mobile version or a PC version of Immortal?
Then me and Fluffy will cry together. If they release it on phones and then like 5 years later announce a new Diablo project and it's Diablo Immortal PC edition, I'll find Fluffy and I'll be like, man, I'm sorry, don't hang yourself. It's not worth it.
You have so much more to live for. Him and Dat Mods and the Gigger, like everybody will be on to Lost Ark by then, assuming that gets an ENG release.
That should get inked.
Well,
No.
it ain't.
It ain't.
It ain't.
That was me shooting myself in the dick.
Oh,
Last story I had was they gave Crackdown 3 a release month of February 2019.
I'm not saying who the fuck cares, as in don't tell me that story. I'm saying, honestly, who the fuck cares?
At this point, I think
That was a launch title for the Xbox One.
it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
or around. It was the launch announced title.
Launch window title.
Yeah. The only reason I suspect they're keeping that game in development is because they already have a bad reputation right now with like a lot of the projects they've canceled or like
Is that the only one they haven't canceled?
it's the only one they haven't.
From that E3 presentation.
It's the only one they haven't either canceled or like farted out and was a shit show.
Which ones did they fart out?
It was like fucking State of Decay and Sea of Thieves and stuff like, you know what I mean?
Those weren't showed originally.
Sea of Thieves was like showed off like pretty close to.
Oh, shit.
But then there was like Master Chief Collection and stuff like
Which
that.
is still fucked. That is still fucked. I don't know. They can't make a good operating system. Maybe they just don't have enough people to make good games either. Like, do they just have bad developers and engineers there?
It's a poor and impoverished
Like,
company.
you can only
they can't afford to pay these people.
Blizzard's an indie studio. You can only blame the publishers for so long before it's like, wait, no, these guys can't make games.
Hire new people. But yeah, I get the impression that Crackdown 3 is only still happening because they're like, man, if we canceled another one.
And I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. Crackdown, like, all of the stuff they've showed more and more and more of it, I'm just like,
Who cares?
this type of game isn't fun anymore.
No.
You need to have more than what you're showing.
Yeah. And that's
Remember
probably-
Agents of Mayhem? It's that, but shittier looking.
Man, Agents of Mayhem.
That's
Was that
shit.
game this year?
If that game launched with co-op, me and Miles would still be playing
Was that
it.
game this year? Or was it last year?
Last year.
I really wanted to play that.
That went to the value bin after, like, a day.
Yeah. If you want to email us, just kind of loafin.
J-U-T
Why?
Lo. Just loaf. Call us at just kind of loafin.
at gmail.com. You can add us.
Add us. Slide into my DMs. Follow me on MySpace.
Punch me in the asshole. But bring a desk so I can put your head in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll bring the windbreaker, you bring the rocks. Together we'll take over the world. We didn't have Randy Pitchford show up today. He couldn't make it. He was too busy developing Borderlands
It's
3.
boy.
I let
and
him.
4.
No, as my adopted father, I let
Yeah.
him.
Like, continued development of Borderlands 3 and 4.
Yeah, because I want you to quit games.
Because I know he's going to announce 3 and 4 at the same time.
Yes, back to back. They were filmed back to back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a passion project.
With,
what can I say?
like, famous characters like Mark Zuckerberg,
There's going to be a magician
dang.
class in
J.R.
the game.
Tolkien.
Wait, are we getting like?
Wait, J.R. Tolkien? Hold on.
J.K. Tolkien.
J.K. Tolkien.
There's going to be a magician class in the game.
Yeah. With real magic.
Real magic.
Yeah.
It demands to be taken seriously.
Oh, we didn't have new to the podcast. P.S. Because we already wrote the message, so this is the after message. We should have a Warhammer segment where we talk about what's happening in the Warhammer
Oh,
universe thus far.
cool. Yeah, because I started reading the Horus Heresy.
The Horus Heresy.
Horus Rising. I'm not very far. I'm like chapter 4.
I think you and Miles are at the exact same
You are
part.
literally as far as I am.
Cool. Loken's a dope motherfucker.
Loken is the coolest guy.
So he's an Astartes. What is he? A captain?
Yep. Astartes captain. Garviel. How do you pronounce his first name?
I think it's Garviel.
Garviel Loken. That's how I've said it.
Oh, I haven't even heard him referred to as Garfield.
Okay. Garfield Loken.
Garfield Logan.
Garfield. God damn it! Tubes and glass. So yeah, he's super badass.
Yeah.
What's happening? Bring us up on the story.
So this is, my understanding is about 10,000 years before like the current 40K timeline of shit.
You get 3,100.
Yeah, this is about 200 or 2 to 300 years.
31,000.
They said the 31st.
The 31st millennium, so that means it would be 30,000 because they count the.
I said 3,100. I said it wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is about 2 to 300 years into their crusades.
The Great Crusade.
Where their god emperor showed up, created the Astartes fighting force, and has been slowly making his way across the...
Do we know when the emperor showed up?
I guess we don't know. Yeah, I assume that's around 30,000.
I guess it doesn't really say that, eh? They just keep referencing him.
To the point where I'm a little further than these guys. To the point where I am, I still don't have any idea.
So we know nothing about 40K.
No, this is it. We're starting. We know that they're space marines because they're all in space and they're marines.
And that orcs want to kill them space marines.
Space marines. We haven't seen orcs yet.
There was
reference.
Loken referred to them. He was
the greenskins.
Because he was. So what's happening here is that this is into the Crusades, the Emperor's grand unifying plan to go around and take all the disparate pockets of humanity and stitch them together, either subjugate them or eliminate them if they can't be.
If they won't follow the emperor,
the one true emperor. And it starts with Loken descending upon this world that has its own emperor and its own customs. I
guess we should say spoiler talk.
Sure.
From this point on, we're going to be spoiling what's happening.
So yes, I guess they had sent an ambassador to this planet to try and broker peace and be like, hey, we bring the message of the great emperor. He says, Olive Branch, let's be one. We got technology. We got fighting powers. There's aliens out there.
All you have to do is accept that the emperor is the one true emperor.
Yeah, but they're like, no, our emperor's the one true emperor. And they killed their ambassador, whom that detachment of the military particularly loved.
Sejanus was incredibly popular
and beautiful.
Everybody.
They referred to him as
gorgeous.
So they were pissed, and so they sent out a new ambassadorship to be like, okay, we're going to have two ships, effectively, or two fronts, I guess. One that's a second outreached hand. We'll give them one more chance. But the other hand recoiled in a fist, ready to strike.
Yeah.
And predictably, they did not respond well to the second olive branch. So they just dug in rather than trying to fight.
No more converting. We kill them.
Yeah. Rather than trying to fight a drawn-out battle, either they went right to the capital and are going to take out, or they were going to. Their intent was to capture the emperor. Yeah. And still, even after killing thousands of their dudes, try and negotiate some kind of agreement so that the bloodshed could stop at that point. During this fight, which is speaking back to earlier, Loken, the character, was referring to how
he's kind of the protagonist.
He's kind of the protagonist in the beginning, at least. He was talking about thinking about how this fighting humans is different from fighting what he referred to as greenskins, the orcs, because I guess historically he's generally been fighting Xenos, he's been fighting alien forces, so he doesn't typically have to fight humanity. And it's remarking on how, while they generally have the same technology, or very similar technology, theirs is superior, in some ways. Since they're Astartes, which are freaking 12 feet tall or whatever.
Super soldiers.
Genetically enhanced super beings.
Created to kill.
Yeah, he talks about how it's fighting children.
Yeah.
And he's just mowing them down, turning them into pink mist. It's the descriptions in this book are
it's so good.
Amazing. And yeah, he tears his way up the tower. They're losing guys here and there.
Who was the one guy he had with him? Was it Vipus?
That's a name that sounds familiar.
Okay, because there's one other dude with him that's a super badass.
I think that was the guy that was having a problem with what turned out to be a sentry turret.
Okay, that makes sense.
Loken just very handily takes care of it.
Yeah, he hucks a flare to distract it and then just reaches in and yanks its circuits out.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Then he fights some invisible guys and he comes up with the plan to he just turns his contrast all the way the hell up and turns it to black and white mode and looks for shimmers in the air and just blows them away.
He's incredible at fighting.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that the Luna Wolves compared to all the groups are good at one thing based on what their prime arc is. The Luna Wolves are incredible tacticians. They win a fight by any means necessary, regardless of how dirty it's considered.
Yeah.
but they're very proud of how they do everything.
But we will not commit tech heresy.
Yeah, yeah. Magic and sorcery is still some horse shit. Religion is no. You don't do that.
Well, the one religion is
The Emperor.
the Emperor.
But he's not considered a god
Yet.
yet. That happens
Although
as
he
it
refers...
progresses. You kind of see it happening.
So he gets to the top of the tower where the Emperor supposedly is the false Emperor.
Yeah.
Sees an old man and is like, "Oh, you're the Emperor," and it's like weirdly quiet up here. Other dudes show up and reinforce the area.
I don't know how to say that name.
It's like the jump jet
Ezekiel.
force. Ezekiel?
Ezekiel? Is that how you pronounce that?
Probably. I can't remember any names other than
He's super
Loken.
badass. He's the one that has his armor's different. It's dark, like it's sheen black.
It's black with white trim.
Yeah.
Because they're the elite jumping troop.
Yeah.
Those guys show up and they're like, "All right, we got this guy. Let's bag him and tag him." But I guess as per the conversation Loken had been having with this guy,
A little suspicious.
well, the guy's like, "I demand to be
A presence with your emperor.
Yes.
with your leader." Effectively, it's like, you could at least do me that honor. And it's like, okay, well, that's a little weird, but sure, let's get Horus down here, who is the War Master.
The Primarch.
And as he's about to show up, Loken thinks like, wait a minute, I fought invisible guys earlier. Something's fucky with that throne that's empty. This old fuck ain't magic!
Yeah.
And like, just as he's, I guess, coming to that conclusion, I guess the old man makes a move, and then the other dude blows him apart, but then something on the throne, the actual Emperor activates some kind of force wave and like
super device.
I
mixed it up.
Yeah, it's like it almost seemed like it was gravitational energy of some sort. Like it was.
Yeah, I guess it was the same technology used to like warp light to make the guys invisible.
Yeah.
Was actually used to just project force and launch everybody off of this like disc platform they were on.
Yeah, I guess it's unclear. Did they die?
The people launched off, yeah.
Like they didn't.
They had jump
back?
jets.
Like it never clarifies if they.
I guess
died or
the
not.
guys that hit things on the way down.
Yeah, like it said.
Maybe the other guys lived.
They said it impaled one of the dudes.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, he's dead.
Yeah, some of the other ones probably survived. And like Loken is barely hanging on, and then he like looks up and he describes like a beautiful being, a god who stands taller even than an Astartes, in like regal ornate armor and a like just chiseled gorgeous face.
Like just humans to Astartes is Astartes to Primarchs.
Yeah,
like that's the size difference.
And just massive being. And I guess he describes him as like completely unaffected by the blast wave.
Yeah,
like takes a look at Loken. Takes a look at the like,
and he one taps it.
Yeah, the quote unquote empty throne, and just like fires a shot and blows it to shit.
So imagine like Horus's gun.
It's
not the normal bolters that they're using.
It's the size for him.
Yeah,
it's a tank round.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Emperor gets hit in the face with a tank shell, and then
they describe like a burnt out like husk skeleton smoldering in the throne.
Yeah.
It's like with its face just completely like blasted inward, but like with a toothy grin.
Oh, it's so perfect.
Yeah, that's about where I left off. Like there's some like quiet scenes after that where it's like people talking about like, oh, can you relay what happened here?
It's quiet for the next little while. But you got introduced to Mercedes Olton,
the Remembrancer,
I believe. I only remember her because I think she's one of the only black characters in the series, and they describe her as such. And
they don't describe her as black. They describe her from Loken's perspective as like he's never seen someone like this before.
Yeah,
with such an alluring dark complexion or whatever.
It's an incredible way of describing.
Yeah, well, because
somebody from the perspective of someone that's never seen anybody.
Yeah, well, because I was talking to you about this, where it's just like, spacefaring race of people probably not going to see a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
And especially if he's part of a detachment that mainly deals with alien races.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whoa. Yo, you gorgeous. Like, who you is?
It's a really cool reaction. And then her reaction to seeing him was really cool as well. Because it does a really good job of describing the Astartes, not just like in their battle armor, but like their physical being as this like incredible presence.
Yeah. And like the one guy asks her, it's like, I bet he smelled of sweat, didn't he? And she's like, no, he smelled of like oils and sweet and...
Yeah,
you smell real good.
she's totally into him. It's pretty cool. the way that they handled, like, here's the soldier guys, like, here's the soldiers, here's the Astartes, and there's everybody else, fuck them. And then it slowly starts to introduce her as the Remembrancer, and it's like you start to see the other class definitions for people.
Like everyone has their like kind of place.
Yeah, almost genetically, like she's different.
Well, yeah, because they describe her head's like a different shape than a standard person's head.
Yeah,
almost as if her mental capacity has been increased.
Yeah,
so that she can retain information.
Like she got a computer back here.
Yeah,
which is a really cool way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's about as far as I am.
And then after that, have you been introduced to Cinderman then? I said it wrong. It's not Soderman. Cinderman. You're right.
No.
Cinderman's gonna give a speech, which has been my favorite part of the series so far, specifically about how they're handling religion in the future.
Cool. Like, you read it to me,
yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's really cool. And then I read it again. I was like, oh my god, it's even fucking better now.
It's real good.
I'm probably about to get to that part.
So I guess I'm on chapter 5 then. I guess,
yeah. So I've been listening to the audiobook version of it.
Yes, me and Mom's been reading the book. I have a hell of a time following audiobooks. I tend to get distracted in my own head.
I only...
You don't have a lot of time, but you have time where you're driving to listen to audiobooks, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I have time at home, but I'd rather be using that time...
Play a game or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't get a ton of time to play.
Yeah, because there's a lot of games out there that we don't have time to play, so starting books would be another complication.
But I have empty time on the road, which I usually fill with podcasts, but I've kind of trimmed down my podcast listening down to just the super best friends, those guys are cool.
Check them out; they're amazing.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, they need this. They need my shout out.
Yeah, all of our viewers, go check them out. I know we got a lot of viewers, so definitely help them out. But yeah, we plan to go through all 3 of the books that start the Horus Heresy. Horus Rising, False Gods,
and Galaxy
in Flames,
which you're on
the greatest. I'm on Galaxy in Flames as of now. I'm about halfway done it, I think.
You've already got some of the side books lined up.
Fuck, man! Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, so I read a bit more of this morning. After those, if you guys are still super into it,
I gotta catch up.
We're going to be moving on to...
I don't have time to read.
Yeah. Well, my progress is going to be slow, too, because I'm not going to be listening to Horus Rising.
You're going to be doing one a month with the free Audible.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be listening to it outside of the drive, A, because that's found time and that's good, but B, the way I have it is through the Audible subscription thing, so I get 1 book a month from that. I'm sure if I wanted to jump ahead, I think I get a discount on shit. But
pretty decent discount, too. But they're still
audiobooks are still expensive, so I'll be probably...
Yeah, it's like $30 a book, whereas I'm paying $10 for this. So it's time versus money.
I don't know how well I would do with an audiobook now that I
distracted,
think about it.
I'll listen to an album, and I'll listen to it like a second or third time, like, I didn't hear this song the first time. But yeah, once we're done with Galaxy in Flames, if everybody's still into it, we're going to move on to 1,000 Suns, which is the biggest book by far.
1,000 Suns as if it's your child.
Yes, not Sons the way I've been typing it, which makes way more sense in the story. I was super confused by the title. I was like, what?
Did you... Oh, so I read the next 3 books?
Yeah. So this one's a spin-off of False Gods. It covers a side event for what's happening. What's his name? It follows one of the other Primarchs. It starts with an M. Magnus the Red. So 1,000 Suns Legion. That's his.
Are we
group.
just gonna do the whole Horus Heresy?
I do want to move on to 40k.
Is there some good stuff there you know about? Like
that book that you got was just.
So that one's interests me because I've always liked the sisters. Yes. So we're gonna do 1,000 Suns, and then Prospero Burns, which follows after 1,000 Suns, and then the Flight of the Eisenstein, which I didn't know what that was until halfway through Galaxy in Flames. I know what this ship is, and I think I know exactly what the fuck is about to happen.
So where does that take place?
This starts halfway through Galaxy in Flames.
Okay.
So this one probably starts. I believe it starts when
1,000 Suns.
Yeah, when Horus and Fulgrim meet in False Gods, and then this takes place after that. Because I think...
And what's this other one? That's
Prospero Burns, which is the name of the planet that Magnus the Red is on.
And then Flight of the Eisenstein is after that, and is parallel to Galaxy in Flames.
Yes, yeah. So this guy on the front, part of the Space Wolves on the cover for Prospero Burns. He is the Primarch that absolutely hates all magic, and Magnus the Red happens to be a guy that's delving into magic stuff.
These are just
so
paperback.
I think it's going to be Primarch versus Primarch.
These are just paperback books, but they have a really good, they have a consistent design.
The biggest reason I want them all is because of the design of them.
Yeah.
Like, these are fantastic.
Those are pretty cool.
I'm going to like the way they look on a shelf after.
So that's the reason to get all 50.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so there's 50 of these, and we're going to go through.
But there are main ones.
Yeah, so we're going to be following the main storyline up to the Flight of the Eisenstein. I don't know where it goes after that. But yeah, we'll follow all the ones that are interesting. There's one that specifically starts with the events of what the Mechanicum is doing. I believe they're probably going to fall to Horus as well, which explains a lot of their choices to follow what they're doing in a lot of the games we're playing. Cool. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I want that Mechanicus game.
Yeah, I hope that one's good. So there's,
and that's the only reason. We're getting into any of this because the games are cool.
We want to play the games with context. So yeah, after all of this, we'll probably read Castellon because we bought this with the intention of reading it. I got 2 chapters in, and I'm like, I don't really understand any of what's happening in this.
Yeah.
Just what I know from the Warhammer universe.
And that's something I find. So I've picked up little bits and pieces just playing the games and talking to you, but I find in Horus Rising it does a really good job of it's describing things I have maybe never heard of or maybe only ever heard of in passing, but it gives context for them.
Yes.
Which is it's not giving you the origin of them, but it's the things they're describing around them. It's I know what this is.
So I was looking at the rest of or other
Sisters of
Warhammer
Battle
books. So Sisters of Battle seem like they're super badass. I got it because I nothing in here is talked about female characters in battle at all, aside from one of the ship commanders. So I want to see what this is all about. But there's a few collections, omnibuses about different ones, and there is one specifically about a guy who is a super badass, just normal soldier, and gets kind of inducted into the I can't remember if it's the Ultramarines, a Space Marine group of sorts.
Wait, so do normal humans get turned into Astartes?
That's what I'm starting to think.
Okay.
Because this guy...
So by proving yourself on the battlefield ahead of time...
And then you get physically converted. So in False Gods, there's a character that is just a normal human, and it starts to talk about him changing after doing some events with some bad people and slowly becoming different from human. Bigger. Talking about organ implants and stuff like that, and I think humans can become Astartes.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to work because Astartes, while they age, they don't.
They refer to them as
die.
the immortal protectors of mankind.
Yeah, because there's one guy specifically that they talk about in one of the books that he's an old man.
You say they age, but they can't die from age.
Yes, they can die.
Oh, yeah, they can super die.
Yeah, no, tons of them die. And I think, the point I'm at in Galaxy in Flames, there's been some cool battles. There's the Moon of Davin. You're gonna hear about that event, and that's one hell of a war. That kind of starts the downfall of it all. This is leading to, so far the intro to this book was slow, but it got about 2/5 of the way in, and it's nope, this is war. It's happening. So each book has 2 reasonably large battle scenes that are all really well done. I didn't realize how much just dialogue and character development they were going to do for characters that weren't Astartes, and how interested I was in all of that.
Yeah, because you tell me that now, and my first impression is man, I'm a lot more Astartes guys, but...
The characters that they develop and talk about... And that they aren't afraid to just fucking kill. It's amazing. They can I'm not saying they will or do, but they can spend chapters developing a character and doing something, and then it's just
them from orbit.
Dead. This character's just dead. Shot in the face. Whatever. Gone. So it's really cool.
I look forward to having my heart broken.
The intro to Galaxy in Flames is sad as fuck. Because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
It's sad.
We'll get there.
It's really good, but it's really sad. We'll have to find you a copy of Galaxy in Flames when you get to that one.
We talked about
chapters didn't have it. Yeah, Amazon had them. So
what do you say we wrap this up, boys?
yeah. So each week, assuming you guys both make progress on it, we'll talk a little bit more about what's happening. Yeah. No pressure. Take your time, obviously. But
it's hard, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be keeping going, so maybe
I have more time to read than both of you.
And so maybe we'll rely on like you for catch up then at that point, or it'll be like you tell us where you are, because I'm going to keep going.
I mean, I suppose I could set aside like an hour or something every day and read, which is probably what I'll do now.
I also read really fucking slowly.
Well, and so actually
so I spent 2 hours reading last night, and I only made a few chapters.
No. I'm like you, actually.
You said you wouldn't be able to like completely stay focused on like the audiobooks kind of thing, and
right.
like you'd lose like chunks of it because
I started listening to Lovecraft audiobooks, and those are all short stories. Those are fantastic. And I bought some fantasy ones, and I'm like, they're too long. I can't keep focused.
I kind of have the same issue, but with like written. I will read the same sentence multiple times and retain nothing. I'm like, wait, what? And I'll have to go, and I'll go back and be like, okay, yes. Like I'll be reading the words, but not actually perceiving them. Like sometimes, like other times, I'm like, yep.
I'll have like mental roadblocks where I'm sure you guys have had this where it's like you kind of lose control of your imagination and you're picturing stuff and things happening. It's like, that's not what's happening. That's not what I'm reading. That's just what I'm picturing. Yep. So I have to go back and reread the paragraph in a different
way. His armor's white!
Yeah, the same fucking thing. Just to other events and stuff. And like when they talk about like the way him swinging a sword, I'm like, no, it's in his other hand. I have to repicture that properly.
He's using it two-handed.
Yeah. It's because I know that the author wants it to be told in a very specific way with most of them. The first 3 books are all different authors, by the way.
I thought 1 and 3 were the same.
I don't believe so. No, Ben Counter, Graham McNeil, Dan Abnett.
Oh, okay.
So he has been the best author so far for the first one.
You
for
can't
Horus
just play.
Rising.
This is audio.
Oh, right. So Dan Abnett, who wrote Horus Rising, the first book in the series, has been the best author of the bunch.
And has he done any others?
Yes. Yeah, he writes a lot of them. Oh, no, I got it mixed up. He didn't write that one. But yeah, he does a lot of them. But none of them are bad authors. All of them are really fucking good. Just they choose to describe different things in different ways. Even though they're describing the same thing, I start picturing it in different ways.
Because of the
and that throws me off a little. So they talk about the Death Guard in the second book, and then they talk about it in the third book. I'm like, oh, because the second guy's like, yeah, they're really ruthless and killers on the battlefield. And the third guy's like, they murder all the things. They're super bad guys. They're good guys, but super bad guys. Kill everybody. So...
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of that between the books, but no, it's all reasonably consistent when it comes to the events and stuff happening and the importance. It makes me wonder how they were all written, if all of them were building off of each other and writing different things.
Yeah.
They must have had like a very clear outline or whatever it was. But that's one thing about the games and the books and everything.
Obviously, Games Workshop has some kind of overarching plan or whatever because they seem to be able to stay consistent.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware of, I haven't seen anything that they've had to...
Like retcon.
Yeah.
And it's probably because we're talking about such like massive distances and amounts of time between things. They don't have to. It's like, yep, this thing happened and it was way over here and out of the way, and the reason no one else talks about it is because they didn't even know about it because space is big and time is long.
They talk about wars happening that cover entire solar systems, and it's
nothing.
Has no presence on anything because it's so fucking far away.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of that kind of universe. So it lets you get away with a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, podcast.
Yeah, sorry, that's the end of the podcast.
You can email us at justkindaloafin if you have any tips about where to go next for Warhammer.
Yes.
Otherwise, have a goodbye.
Catch you on the flip side, boyos.